Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VYPE YouTube page. I'm Scotty T, and I'm here with my co-host for this evening, David Francis. We are here to talk about a watch party, if you will, for the Argyle and Lindale football game. David, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a long day. I got into a car accident this morning, which is a little shaken up, but
true story.
But you know, it's been a good day. We started off with a really exciting opening game, the 4A D2 contest, which turned out to be pretty one-sided. Carthage winning a pretty big one there, but we had a good time, and we thought that, hey. And so we're going to be hanging out. We'll be watching the game.
That's right.
We can't stream the game. For those of you who will ultimately ask, no, we can't turn this camera around because of contract stipulations.
We're jumping ahead of it.
Yes, we're getting on top of it.
So, no, we can't, but we do want to hang out and watch the game, and you should watch the game, but you should watch it with us. And we're going to be talking about whatever flies off the cuff. Going to be talking about some high school football, some college football, some recruiting, some whatever else happens. So stick around. It's going to be a good show.
I mean, there's a lot of games going around the state right now. Look,
absolutely.
This is Friday night, December playoff football.
Week two of 5A, 6A playoffs.
Correct. So we'll be talking about live updates. We are based in the Houston area, so we got reporters on the ground across Houston that will be probably checking in. And we have our writer, Stephen Peters, who is at the game right now for Argyle and Lindale. So he'll be checking in with us at halftime, which is pretty awesome. And the games are underway. We got, like you said, in about 10 minutes, 8 or 9 minutes, we got Argyle and Lindale, which we're pretty excited about. Again, Stream 2 of the day.
Stream 2, and hopefully Stream 2 is a little more exciting than Stream 1. It was.
Right. I got to tell you, though, that Gilmer and Carthage game started off
great. It was great.
I don't think it could have gone
No. It could not have gotten off to a better start. Gilmer comes out, opening kickoff, onside kick. It doesn't work, but they stop Argyle or Carthage, excuse me. They get a touchdown. They come back out, another onside kick. They get that one. They score another touchdown, and they're up 14-0 early. The huge underdogs up 14-0 early, and we're all sitting here. It's, oh my goodness, it's a game. We're ready to go.
Yeah,
but
I picked Gilmer too.
You did. You were stoked.
Really good about
the problem, Scott, was that did not stick.
Nope.
No,
it did not.
It did not.
Carthage just turned it on.
Yeah,
I don't even know how else to say it.
Carthage,
they're like, all right, we're done messing around.
Yeah.
Gilmer had their fun.
Yes, they
pedal to the metal.
They put the pedal to the metal. They scored 70. You heard that correct. 70 unanswered points. Final was 70-14 as Carthage took their 8th state championship in 14 years.
That's
their 8th
unbelievable
in 14 years. And Scott, our reporter, who talked about Stephen Peters, he brought up an interesting point that you really enjoyed. Their 8th state championship, while Coach Surratt has how many losses in that time?
6.
Well, that's less than 8, though.
That is less than 8. He has more state championship wins than playoff total losses.
Is that good? I think that's good.
That's
that
like
good?
The outrageous fact that Joe Rogan likes to say that there are more tigers in captivity in Texas than all of the wild of the world combined.
That's actually kind of, I had never heard that. That's
a true story. There are more tigers in people's yards and private collections in the state of Texas alone than all of the rest of the world combined.
And even more crazy than those two stats was the fact that the Carthage defensive back, I cannot remember his name off the top of my head.
Oh, I don't either.
That we gave 1,000 helmet stickers to. Our own Josh Cook gave 1,000 helmet stickers to. 4 interceptions, 2 of which were returned for a touchdown. Scott's getting a name real quick so that we can... Brandon King. This junior defensive back, an absolutely electric game.
4.
He was voted the defensive player of the game by the media. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 interceptions, 2 returned for a touchdown. He was on fire the entire game. He was absolutely incredible, and that was honestly very awesome to watch. I mean, there were a lot of just really crazy superlatives to talk about with this Carthage team today. Another one being the running back. and
Mason
Courtney, and he did such a great job. He was named Offensive Player of the Game. They just tore up the field. Not to give enough credit to Gilmer, though. They obviously made it to the state championships. Like we said, they came out swinging.
Gilmer had one loss on the season earlier, and that was to Carthage. So great season for Gilmer.
Yes.
It just seems like Coach Scott Surratt over there has built a powerhouse.
A powerhouse, absolutely.
Since 2008, man. Like, that's relatively recently.
Yes.
And as we pointed out, he has a son who's in 7th grade, as we found out.
Right.
So he's probably not going to leave anytime soon. So let the good times roll if you are in Carthage, Texas.
Yeah, that it's just an astonishing run, really, for Carthage. And obviously a great win today. It was a lot of fun watching the game. We are stoked. We're pumped for this next game. Argyle and Lindale. Argyle, kind of a recognized household name in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
I think that if you watch Texas football, if you know about Texas football, you've heard at least Argyle, like you're familiar with the name.
For sure.
They have had a great season thus far. They've rattled off 15 wins, 0 losses,
Pretty
none.
Good. That's pretty good.
It's okay.
I say.
It's okay.
Yeah. They
have played some ridiculous games. I mean, they opened the playoff against North Dallas 79-0.
Ouch.
79-0.
Ouch.
In the playoffs. They've rattled off some crazy playoff wins. Obviously, the closest of those, a 14-point win against Waco La Vega, which had been
a couple years ago.
It had been a sticking point with them for a little while. That was kind of their limit. They would get to La Vega and then not much farther. But this year, obviously, different. Argyle 15-0, and they are the favorites coming into this game.
Yes, I'd say so. Pretty senior-heavy team.
Yes.
Over at Argyle, and those guys, like I said, they finally got over the hump of Waco La Vega, and they're ready. I think that this is the time for Argyle. They've persevered. They've overcome those. It's kind of like Jordan when he gets past the bad boys. He finally gets past the bad boys. He gets past the Celtics, and so this is his time. This is Argyle's time.
I think that there is a reason that they are. There's a reason that they're favored in this game. I mean, they have done some pretty incredible things this season.
Yep.
We talked about what they did in the playoffs and everything, but lining up across from them tonight is going to be Lindale, and for the first time in school history, they're going to be playing for a state championship. Lindale.
Dude, how about that? That's like the complete opposite of Carthage.
Yes.
Carthage has
absolutely,
yes.
championships,
and
absolutely.
Going for their
for
first.
number one. Exactly. Yeah. Their first appearance. And that's just super awesome. I mean, we talked about this in the first stream, but it is so awesome to get to watch a team compete for their very first state championship. It's even more awesome to watch a team win one. I mean, their first.
Yes.
It's awesome. It's super awesome to watch a team win their first. You can really tell, like I said earlier, Texas high school football and really all sports at the high school level, it's such a community sport. You know, like
especially in those deep east towns, like
yes, exactly.
Carthage, like Gilmer. I just looked up Lindale because honestly I didn't know where it was, but that is deep east.
It is,
and Argyle is in the DFW Metroplex. Like I would say they're maybe a bit more on the outskirts of the Metroplex.
And
but
when you're in these lower levels, at the 4A classification, these smaller schools, as the schools get smaller, those communities get closer together usually.
More tight-knit, absolutely.
They're smaller, and so everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows that, that kid, and they've seen him grow up, and they've seen him become a star in football. And so the whole town kind of comes to these games, and they rally together, and you'll see them on the game tonight with signs and with shirts. And it's very exciting to watch. Obviously, both of these communities come together to support their teams, but specifically for the first time, I mean, there's kind of nothing like that electricity seeing a team compete for a state championship for the first time. It's just such a special thing. The Lindale Eagles.
Both the Eagles.
Both the Eagles. That's right.
Not going to get confusing.
It's going to get confusing. I told you this earlier, so just get ready. It's going to be. We're going to be confused. You're going to be confused, but that's okay because we're going to have a good time.
Right, we're here for the
Lindale Eagles, 13-2 on the season, 2 losses. Their second game, a 7-point loss against Midlothian Heritage, and their fourth game. Oh, we just mentioned Gilmer.
Is that the same Gilmer? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Gilmer's.
I would have to imagine that it is.
It is.
It is. Look at that. The same Gilmer that just lost to Carthage. They beat They beat Lindale again by 7 points, their 4th game of the season. But since then, Lindale's rattled off an undefeated mark. They are 13-2.
You know what would be pretty awesome?
What?
I think it would be great if you had the D1 champs face off against
The
the
D2 champs as the ultimate
at every level.
At the ultimate class champ.
It's like you're still but we gotta come up with like a different nickname for it. Like you can still be the state champ, then you have like the supreme champ.
Ooh, so even better,
Just saying,
even better.
UIL, I'm here.
Even better, we do it by point margin of the game, and then it's all of the classifications playing each other. So 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, they're all playing. We find out who the ultimate champion is.
It's
So
like
maybe it's
like the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, maybe it's North Shore versus Carthage.
Okay, slow down there.
No.
Hey,
It's a great idea, and you know it is.
If you are waiting to hear who that voice is, I was hoping to introduce him as soon as we could, but that is our producer, Josh Wack. I cannot pronounce the last name. I'm so sorry.
Pronounce your name for the viewers.
So it's Waslosic, but so you're not gonna get to see the pretty face, but you'll get to hear the pretty voice.
We just need to hear that name again.
that timbre in the
one more
voice.
time. What's the name?
Waslosic.
That's awesome.
What's last name?
Waslosic.
Is that good?
Yeah,
We'll call him Whack.
which people call me.
Whack. All right. Well, thank you, Josh. Look, we've said it before, and we need to reiterate it again. This stream would not happen without Josh.
No, not even
I know
close.
he likes hearing it because we don't say it enough. And this stream would not happen with Josh. He's in from out of town. So we're based in Houston. Josh lives over in the Austin area. Really helps the Austin live streaming out with our clients over there and does just a bunch of everything. He's the man.
I do what I can. I'm the utility player, as our CEO likes to say.
Man of
Absolutely.
many talents.
And you are a man of many. He is the utility player, and we certainly appreciate it. We've got the rest of a lot of the VYPE media staff out on assignment tonight, like we said. If you follow us at VYPE Houston on Twitter, we've got multiple people out at a couple of different games. We've got Tommy Yarish out at the Cy-Fair and Tompkins football game.
Yes.
We've got
Which at least right now that Cy-Fair is up 7-3.
7-3. Who else do we have out? I know we have our videographer out at the Pearland Atascocita game.
We have a new update. Let's see.
Oh.
Scores a fumble and takes to the distance. Tompkins is up 17-7.
17-7.
6 minutes.
So
and
all of a
15
sudden,
seconds left in the
Tompkins
second
taking
quarter.
a bigger lead.
Jalen Milrow, I think he's balling out, which we're going to talk a lot about playoff football, but Tompkins broke that Katy streak.
They did 75 games.
unbelievable.
75
So that's
games.
why I'm very bullish on Tompkins
Yes,
right now.
and I think you have every reason to be honest.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the game that's on hand for us. As kickoff is coming pretty soon here.
It
You
looks
see,
like Argyle's going with the dyed hair look too.
they are. So we just saw this statistic here. Argyle.
Don't forget those mullets.
Don't forget the mullets. We can't forget the mullets. So
It's kind of like the playoff hockey beards that they're rocking over here.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So Argyle in the last 11 seasons, 6 championship appearances, though they have only won one of those. This is their 6th.
Man, that's got to be tough. I know like a bunch of these kids probably weren't on those teams.
Right, exactly.
But still, you're associated with that team.
Right.
And it's like,
Being the team that shows up, it's like the Bills when they went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row.
ouch.
And they
Yes.
didn't win them, right? It is that kind of stigma of like, you get there, but you don't ever finish.
Ouch.
And that's got to be rough.
Yeah, it's got to be tough. Tough
But
to overcome.
looking to finish for their 2nd state championship tonight, Lindale's first appearance. I think it's about time as we're getting pretty close to kickoff. Scott, who do you got in the game? You got the Eagles or the Eagles, Scott?
I'm going with the Eagles, David.
Oh, that's interesting.
Da, da, da. I know. Hot take. Flaming hot. Everybody calm down. I'm going to go with the Argyle Eagles.
Okay.
For this game. I think Argyle gets over the hump. Again, senior heavy team. You got CJ Rogers over at quarterback there, balling out. Over 3,000 yards passing this year. 44 touchdowns.
Yeah.
7 rushing touchdowns too. I think they're hungry. Like I said, I think this is their time. For
Absolutely.
This year.
Absolutely.
So I'm going with Argyle. How about you, David?
Well, and we're watching some Argyle highlights, and we're getting to see some of these ridiculous players, and their quarterback, their running back, and like you said, seniors. They are.
Yep.
They are senior led.
They've been through the ringer. They've been tested
exactly,
before.
and they are carrying the team and honestly putting up some pretty staggering numbers. And here's the thing: Argyle heavily favored. Obviously they are, going to be liked in this game pretty heavy because of that undefeated record, because of the name recognition, because of the seniority, because of all these different things. But my gut has been telling me, I knew we were doing both of these streams today. I knew there was going to be an underdog in both of these games. And I said to myself, come on, you've got to find it in your heart somewhere to pick an underdog.
Okay.
And I really believed in Carthage, so I went with Carthage earlier. But Lindale is coming to play for the state championship for the first time. The first time. That's going to mean something to that football team. So I think that the Eagles of Lindale come out on top. I think it's going to be a close game, hard fought, and I think the Eagles of Lindale are going to come out on top.
I'll say this. If they come out like they did last week, they won't be winning it. I mean, LBJ was up, I believe, 21 on them. And if that happens again.
I mean, they came back. They beat Austin. They beat LBJ 31-28.
I'm just saying, if they come out slow again this week, it's not going to be.
You think that Argyle is just is too good?
Yeah,
the dagger will be sunk too deep at that point.
Yeah, you can't go down that much against Argyle and expect to come back. So,
well, what's the word on the game from J-Dub? What's the pick?
I'm gonna go Argyle here.
Heyo.
Easy picks.
Come on.
Easy picks. I gotta stick with my gut. My gut says you go for your first time, and that means something. And so I'm going Lindale. Well, there you go. You got the picks. 2 here for Argyle. We got 1 for Lindale. Their teams are actually running out on the field right now and getting ready to play the game. So,
I think one of the most underrated part of Friday Night Lights is
what?
Just like the whole experience of playing Texas high school football, running through
a paper banner. And not okay, so here's the thing. Not to knock Argyle.
Great feeling.
Not to knock Argyle, but they just ran through one that is like the reusable one that like snaps. And not to knock them or anything.
Here you go.
But that's different.
Our own Stephen Peters has the pick. The Eagles.
Oh, okay. And the Eagles. The Eagles. Thank you, J-Dub. Wow, we appreciate that.
Thank you, Peters.
He said #bold.
#bold. Good. Thank you, Stephen Peters, for that very useful pick. We really appreciate that. But no, to your point, it has to be the paper. It has to the cheerleaders have to work all week on it, and it be like really nice and big and pretty. Yeah, exactly. And then you rip it up. It can't be like put back together. Like I know all of these teams want to have the inflatables and they want to have like this grand like you said. There's nothing like the running through the banner.
That's a lot of years in the playoffs. Every year since 2004 for Argyle. And only 1 state championship to show for it. All right.
There are some teams that don't have any state championships.
That is true.
And there's some teams that have never been to state.
That's true, but making the playoffs that many years, it's like the Braves in the 90s.
Yeah.
Argyle receives the ball first, and I think we got to do this again, David. What do you think about the jerseys so far? They're both the Eagles. David's a big jersey guy.
Big jersey guy. Big uniform guy. Uniform, because it's not just jersey. It's about the whole look.
I will say earlier about Gilmer
Yes.
Carthage, the uniforms with the orange and the red was almost very similar. These are very contrasting.
Very contrasting. Yeah, we've got the looks like all black for Argyle here on the opening kickoff. Argyle rocking the all black. Lindale rocking white and blue. I'll start with Lindale first. So I really like, number one thing I like here are the helmets. The helmets are great, actually, for both teams.
They're both kind of the same.
The same logo, same decal,
it's
kind of.
Like the Pegasus-looking feathers.
Yes, they have very similar decal. I love the Lindale helmet. I love the again, I talked about this earlier, the glossy helmet. Argyle rocking a matte helmet. Don't like that as much, but I will say I like the Argyle jerseys and pants a little bit better. They're the color combo is just a little bit better to me. Deep shot here to open the game. He's got him.
Hey-o.
Wow. Now, see, that is what Carthage tried to do earlier.
That's exactly right.
Exactly what they tried to do, and they couldn't pull it off. No problem here for Argyle. None whatsoever.
CJ Rogers there.
No problem whatsoever. Good ball fake to the running back. Oh, and again, just a little bit underthrown, just a touch underthrown. But you can't, when you have that kind of separation, you don't complain about that. You catch the ball, you move on to the next play.
Yeah. Oh, look at the score here.
Ooh,
play.
Broken up very well. Looked like there was going to be a chance for that ball to be intercepted.
Jacob Seekford.
So speaking of interceptions, do we think there's going to be anyone that provides a type of defensive performance like we saw in the...
I don't know if we're going to see a performance like that
ever again.
Ever again.
In a state
actually.
championship or
at
even
least not
otherwise.
anytime soon. Like, I know records are meant to be broken and everything.
Ooh, he
Dude,
dropped it.
You got to catch that.
So first impressions, I just want to say this. First impressions. This Argyle team speed is really fantastic.
Brandon King for Carthage. We got to remember that. Brandon King.
Brandon King.
Yeah.
I'm going to forget that in 5 minutes.
That was a good strike there.
Good strike, just can't hold on. Probably walks into the end zone if he holds on to that. The team speed for Argyle right now, really impressing. I mean, I'm very impressed. Oh, and there again, another first down.
They're slinging it right
Like
now.
I said, well, and they're just going to the slants. I mean, they went to that deep shot to open the game, and now I think they're really just, okay, they're confident, they're slinging it, but they're not trying to do everything in one play. You know, like running the ball here, and he's gaining good yardage. And
Hey, on a side note, did you see that the Carthage QB committed right after the game?
really, where to?
Oh, no, I should have known.
Oh,
that before I
come
brought it
on.
up.
You're going to bring that up? I thought you knew. I thought it was going to be some exciting thing. I was like, oh, really, where to? And then you're going to tell me.
It's either Tulsa or Tulane.
Those are very different.
It starts with the T, though.
Well,
Tulane.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go.
Kai Horton of Carthage, after winning another state championship, commits to
Well,
Tulane, the big Green Wave.
He
So,
was great in that
shouts.
game. He was
Okay.
great in that game. Argyle looking to strike really quickly here. What do you? I know you're not maybe on the same level as me, Scott. But what do you think about the old uniforms here?
Is he going to score?
He is touchdown.
Did he get in?
Looked pretty clear to me.
They marked him an inch
They
down.
marked him short.
I'll give you my jersey thoughts because it looks like Argyle's about to score here. Man, they're going fast. There's barely time for a
They
replay.
are.
Why are
They're,
you showing a replay
they're going
here?
really fast.
There we go.
Handoff. Oh, and he got it. Woo! Looked like they stopped him.
He got it. Who is that? Number 9, Tito Bryce.
So I'm not particularly worried at this point.
The senior.
I think after the last game, I want to very quickly be like, oh no, this is going to be another one of these games. But I'm not as worried. I think that the team speed of Argyle, like I said, very impressive. And I think maybe it kind of caught Lindale off guard. But I think that Lindale may be able to settle into this game and find their rhythm. Like I said, first state championship appearance. It's hard to, it's hard to simulate this. It's hard to prepare perfectly for this. So you're going to have to just get into the game and then feel it out.
Yeah, I think so. Also, shout out to the kicker for rocking the number 23 Air Jordan as a kicker. I respect
not a kicker number often.
Yeah, you don't see that often. But I think I dig it because that shows, I don't know, there's something about kickers. They have a confidence that can almost be off.
Well, and nobody I don't
you
think
got to be confident.
Yes, I don't think there's enough talked about kicker confidence because that you are alone. Whereas in football, even the quarterback, who is kind of the most polarizing player on the team usually, even the quarterback relies on the offensive line to protect him, relies on his receivers to catch it, relies on the running back not to fumble the ball. I mean, they rely on so many people. And the kicker, they rely on their holder to hold the ball.
There's even more moving parts, dude. You got the snapper and the holder.
Yeah, but in the moment, whenever they kick it, that's it.
Yeah.
And oftentimes their position is so scrutinized. And oftentimes so many things just happen that are outside of the kicker's control, or they miss it, or wind, or whatever. And I mean, you're like you said, you have to have a sort of confidence to play that position well.
Whack, what you got?
Producer J Dub's random comment, that blue is fire on them. I like that blue.
Go to the jerseys, man. I dig the blue.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's not
Well,
Carolina.
not even
blue.
the jerseys, even just the shirts and stuff as well.
Yeah,
It's a good blue. It's not like
that's royal blue.
but it's not it's not necessarily as dark as a royal blue, because I think typically royal blue is more dark, but it's not as bright as like a baby blue or a Carolina blue.
Is that a black stripe?
It is, and I don't like
I don't
that.
know if I like the black.
I
stripe
don't
on
like the
pants.
black stripe.
Let
Wish
us
they
know
would have
in the-
gone white
in the
on white
chat
though.
section.
Can never go wrong with white on white.
Well, why not? You don't like the white on white?
No, I love the white on white. I'm a UT guy. Come on, that Stormtrooper white on white.
That's Stormtrooper right.
Can't go wrong.
I love white on white jerseys. Love
What do you
it.
think, Josh, about the all white Penn State unis? You like those? Oh,
I don't think Josh is listening to us. He's producing.
He's doing his thing. Yeah, Penn State all whites.
Yeah,
All right.
but not as good as UT's.
Okay, cool. Hook him. No, I like Lindale. I don't know if I like the black stripe on the pants.
I'm not a fan, and I don't
But
know on
I
the
think- I
pants.
like
So
that
here's the
color
thing:
blue.
on the jersey, there is a black stripe, but I think the pants is a dark blue stripe. Either way, I'm not a huge fan. Got a little quarterback run here. The blocks just are not material. Oh!
Balls out. Balls out.
Oh, I think
they got it.
Lindale got it back,
think
but
they kept it.
the quarterback
Hello.
takes a huge shot to the head.
Yikes.
Yeah, oh man, Peterson taking a
Dude, that's a textbook tackle right there, though. He put the
They could review that. Look at the helmet to helmet right there. Oh,
yeah.
definitely helmet. But is he defenseless? That's the thing.
Oh,
They didn't even review it. Yeah. I don't think he
Like,
got
nope,
it.
they're
I
not
don't
even
think he got
close.
it.
He's a runner, so that they usually don't on runners.
Yeah, that's true. But man, they protect the QBs though. And that is, are they going?
I don't know.
Going for
I don't
it.
think are they going for it?
I don't know. I mean, Jordan Jenkins, 274 rushing
No,
yards.
not going for it.
Not
Lining
going
up in
for
the
it.
punt formation. So slow start for Lindale. Couldn't really. Oh, they shift the formation.
Hello, Shane.
Interesting.
We'll see. We'll see what we can do.
Little pooch punt. Just gets out of. What a great punt. That's a great punt. Inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. I mean, that's.
We'll
Don't-
see
don't
what
worry
we
about
can do, Shane. How about that? Yeah. All right. Hold on. Vamp.
All right. What is this commercial? Oh, it's the so another interesting thing, UIL 100 years old this year. That's pretty special. 100 years of high school football in Texas. Pretty remarkable. And like we've said before, this year I was one of the people that really thought that high school football might not happen. I mean, legitimately, like no games, not state championships, nothing. I thought that there was a good chance that nothing would happen, that we wouldn't play any games. But, really a shout out to Lindale, a shout out to Argyle, and to all of the teams who've made a state championship, to the 5A, 6A teams who will make a state championship. Legitimately, very much congratulations, because, it's hard, to get this many people to buy in and be dedicated to keeping themselves safe and keeping others safe and their community. And so that's just a really awesome accomplishment, even outside of football. Obviously, getting to a state championship is hard.
Yeah.
But doing it under the midst of, hey, you can't go hang out with your friends. You really need to stay at home. You need to, doing schoolwork at home, and having to keep your grades up while in the midst of that. I mean, very much congratulations to all of the teams who are still competing in the playoffs, who've made the state championships. Is, just really, really awesome.
Yeah. That's funny. No,
See.
I agree. It's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy year for a lot of
It's
people.
been a really wild, crazy year.
Even starting off the season getting pushed back
Yep.
a little bit.
And it's been a wild and crazy year for us here at VYPE. I mean, we've had to kind of had to adapt and overcome, if you will. What have we got going on behind us here? Oh, something about Shane.
Oh.
We're looking at the
Cross Country 5A all-time record. Bryn
set this year.
Brown.
There you go.
Denton Geyer.
Bryn Brown
Denton Geyer
of
might be a
Denton
team to
Geyer.
Look out at the 6A ranks too. in
Very
football.
possibly.
Yeah, the shout out to their girls basketball team. They showed up to the DFW basketball photo shoot.
Ooh, VYPE
Last
DFW
week.
basketball photo shoot. There might be some sort of maybe behind the scenes or
There should be a behind the scenes
something
videos
like
coming
that
soon.
coming very soon to the Vibe YouTube
I mean,
channel.
even just this week alone. That's why you need to subscribe to the VYPE YouTube channel.
What
so
else?
you
What
can-
else do we have on the Vibe YouTube channel?
So
Scott?
in the coming weeks, you should be expecting behind the scenes of the DFW basketball photo shoot, soccer photo shoot, and the Austin soccer photo shoot, and the San Antonio soccer photo shoot. Not sure when those are coming, but those are in the queue to be coming soon. We also got highlights.
Highlights of what, Scott?
Highlights. So right now we have Bridgeland and Cypher that are playing. Oh, that QB got
Big
popped.
shot. Intercept. Oh, he was being.
bro.
Yeah, that's definitely pass interference as well.
Yeah, but still, you gotta catch that.
But you got to catch that.
You know, one of the most popular sayings my dad used to say was, "How can you eat with those hands?" I feel like I want to say that every time.
Whenever he drops the ball.
Every time he drops the ball, it's a total dad joke, and it's terrible. But
Oh my goodness.
how could you eat with those hands?
He did get annihilated at the end after throwing that ball. Knew he was going to take a hit, threw it anyways. Wide receiver trying to adjust.
I got
and
an update
gets
on the
hold.
Tompkins Cypher game.
I was
courtesy
about
of Tommy
to.
Yarmish.
Was about to say
Or
that.
Tommy Yarsh, excuse
Oh,
me.
I didn't even see that one.
38-7.
That turned around real quick. It was 7-0.
Cypher.
Cy-Fair early.
Correct.
So
Ooh,
38
we also have an update on the
unanswered
Westfield and
points.
Klein Kane game. Westfield is up 6-0. Westfield went 99 yards on 10 plays. Extra point was blocked.
What a drive.
Shout out to Matt Reese of VYPE Media. He's out
Out there covering
that
the game
right now.
What a drive.
So Westfield is up 6-0. Tompkins is up 38-7. Yikes!
That
I was
turned
not
around
expecting that. Cy-Fair, one state a handful of years ago. No, is that
that a fumble?
2018?
I think that's a
Oh, is that
fumble.
fumble?
Lindale football. No, I think I think he might have been down, but as of right now, that's a fumble by
That's a fumble.
Argyle and a
All right.
Lindale football.
That was a kind of underwhelming celebration.
Well, I think everybody was kind of surprised by it. I don't.
Almost like taking it back.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What did we get here? Shane is the best. But he is. Shane is the best boss.
Shout out to Shane. the
Shout outs to
CEO of VYPE
Shane.
Media. And also, everyone should go check out the YouTube channel, Jimmy Jack Gaming.
Do it. Check it out. Is that a
And-
fumble? I don't know.
Oh, man. Sorry. And also shout out to Mark Toon.
So I mean, they upheld it. Still a fumble. Lindale running back
Wow.
rumbling. If I read this correctly at the pregame, they said this guy has over 2,000 yards this season.
I don't
know if that
much
was
about
right.
Jordan Jenkins. Is he playing? Is he signed anywhere?
I don't know. Look at that. Almost 3,000 yards this season. Over 2,900 yards on the season
Jeez.
rushing. Talk about a beast in the backfield for Lindale. My goodness. I would have to imagine their game plan is going to be trying to find a way to get him the ball. Signed to Baylor.
He signed the Baylor.
Oh,
that's
man,
right.
we got big
As
excitement.
soon as I signed that, as soon as I searched that, I was like, that name sounds really familiar. There should be. So shout out to all the Baylor guys out there. Yeah, Sick of Bears, Colt Barber, and the rest of the guys at Sick'em
Well,
365.
and shout out to Colton Nichols on our chat here. He pointed that out to us as well.
Oh, thank you. I need to pull that up.
You have to pay attention to the chat, Scott. Come on. Give
Thank
the people
you,
some
Colton
love.
Nichols. You signed to Baylor. Boom.
Lindale still not being
I
able
feel like
to.
a bad Baylor grad right now. Not saying, not knowing that. I mean, look, it happens. So, I'll tell you what, Baylor does need some. I don't know if we need help at the running back position, but we could definitely use some more depth. We had a lot of guys go down this year, most notably Squirrel Williams from the Crosby area.
There's a.
This guy named
You have a guy named Squirrel.
Yeah, well, his real name's Craig. Squirrel sounds way better.
Yeah, it does. You're correct.
Yes, 100%.
That's an awesome.
And he was having a good year too. He just tore his MCL and ACL, making a cut.
Well, you know, there's
It's always
a
the worst when
Yes.
when you don't get hit. When
Right.
you make a cut,
right when it's you
non-contact.
right.
Oh, just
Well, then you have the I think he's a defensive back for Auburn, Smoke Monday. Obviously, his real name is not Smoke, but Smoke. That's pretty good name.
That's a good one.
Smoke Monday. What a name.
Phenomenal. So shout out to Jordan Jenkins. Hey, look, I'll admit I'm a Baylor Bear. As you can see, I mean, I got the VYPE polo on. David's just rocking the Texas A&M.
I can go get
We
my
got him. We
VYPE.
got him a polo.
I can go get my VYPE Media polo. It's in my car. My sad wrecked car. Thanks for reminding me of that, by the way, that I got into a car accident.
I'm glad you're okay though.
I am. And everyone else was okay. So don't worry. Let's see if we can get some more score updates.
That's what we were talking about, Colton, was Lindale came back strong against Austin LBJ. Is that right, Wack? Yes, was it 21 unanswered?
Well, they scored, I think, 21 unanswered and then ended up winning in overtime, 31-28.
Yeah, if I was
But
Austin
yeah,
LBJ, I
Colton
would be
points
happy.
out they're upset. Of course, that's always going to be, right? So I think LBJ says, was that an offsides? Because they blocked the field goal, the game-winning field goal, and returned it for a touchdown. Called back because it was defensive offsides. So,
Controversy.
Wow.
Yikes.
This is why we have J-Dub here. For the multitude of reasons, he gives us the insight that we don't have. Combination of J-Dub and you guys in the comments. We love it. Absolutely love it. I see now here, Tompkins, another 3 points. 41 unanswered points for Tompkins.
Fumbled? Yikes.
41 unanswered. They're up 41-7. Absolutely
At halftime?
shocking.
Carthage 2.0.
Yeah, just like Mark Toon just texted us and asked if there's a mercy rule at 6A.
I don't
I don't know.
believe there is.
Yeah. I don't know. But so far, pretty good game here. We got around Lindale.
I will say I do know there is running clocks in playoffs, but of course the other team has to okay that.
Right. So we got some other score updates here. I know that if you're watching, obviously the game, they may have it scrolling on the screen, but if you're not, we got some score updates in the first quarter. We got CE King and Shadow Creek. That's tied at 7-7.
Okay.
Big run here by Argyle. My gosh, how many tackles did he break?
And look, I gotta say, if you're Lindale, that's probably not the first two drives that you want.
No, they have come up really slow. I will say the plays that I've seen that they've handed off the ball to their star running back, he's looked pretty good. I mean, they have had a little bit of trouble blocking up front, haven't been able to get him the space that he needs. The defense has played pretty well. I mean, the first drive, you come out, you may be a little flat-footed. It's a state championship. You've never been here before. Understandable, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, first time ever, like you said, the lights at Jerry World are bright.
Right.
And it is a big stadium, you know.
Oh, my goodness. Busting through the line, spin. What a run.
I mean, there's a lot of game left, so we're not trying to get ahead of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Here, Lindale.
But like Josh said earlier,
probably the underdog.
You don't
want to come out a little bit.
Well, and like Josh said earlier, you don't want to let Argyle get on top of you early. You do not want to let them build a big lead and be able to, and certainly it starts to matter for the rest of the game, right? If they're able to run the ball very effectively, well, then you have to commit guys down into the box, and all of a sudden that opens up chances on the outside to pass the ball, which we've seen Argyle can do. They can pass it inside, they can pass it outside. We've seen them already in this game be able to do that. So, early on they need to stop the run, but Argyle just running all over Lindale right now.
Tito Bryce was one of the guys that was highlighted coming in for Argyle. It seems like led by this experienced crew of
right, and he's running all over the Lindale defense right now.
Yeah, CJ Rogers and Tito
very
Bryce.
little problems, but they're gonna make a push here, try and get him stopped on third down. We'll continue with the score updates. We got Beaumont Westbrook up 8-6.
Okay, I picked Westbrook in that game.
Up 8-6 on Clear Falls. We've got Tomball Memorial up 8-0 on Oak Ridge. Let's see. We got Katy Taylor up 14-0 on the Heights. We got Tascasita up 7-3 on Pearland. Got Katy up 19-0 on Lamar.
Could see that.
We've got Westfield up 6-0 on Klein Cain. I think you mentioned that. And we got Spring up 7-0 on Klein Oak.
All right. How about the rest of the state?
Rest of the states.
Oh, South Lake Carroll.
They did. South Lake Carroll beat Permian.
What a stop.
Big stop there for Lindale.
Yeah,
Big
that
stop.
was needed. That was needed.
That's again, we talked so much about momentum in the first game because it really felt like Gilmer had this unbelievable momentum to start the game, and we were like, okay, well, Carthage needs to answer. Carthage needs to answer, and they did.
Yeah,
But then
big time.
Gilmer never answered back. And so right here, we're in the spot where one of these teams needs to answer. 4th and 5. Argyle going to go
This
for
is like
it.
that
Oh,
did he
you
time it right?
can't do that.
No.
I was just about to say, John.
Well, Lindale tries to time the snap. They're
Tried to pull,
just early.
Tried to pull a Troy Polamalu.
Runs
Like
through the
jump over the
line,
line.
and is offside, and that's going to be an automatic first down, and that's a oof.
That's just shooting yourself in the
That's
foot
a
right
killer. Yeah, you've got to trust the guys behind you. If you're that blitzer and you know you're coming, you've got to trust the guys behind you to do their jobs, to make their plays, and you've just got to make sure you get there, when the ball's actually snapped, because
Good play.
that's
That's a big boy.
and already down inside the 10-yard line now
That's a big boy.
on the pass to the big boy. I'm assuming a
Who's
tight
that?
end.
Jasper Lott.
Yeah,
senior
the
tight
big tight
Wow.
end.
Shot, that's a big boy.
Look at and with the sweet feet making moves.
Sweet feet.
Pushed out inside the 10-yard line at the 9. Argyle looking to strike again. Now inside the 5. We'll continue with those. Let's continue with the state scores in 6A. We got Rockwall Heath up 7-0 on Temple. Got Mission and Laredo United South tied at 7. As Argyle going to run the ball here, and that's a touchdown.
They're in for the touchdown.
Wow.
That is Tito Bryce's second touchdown of the game.
And he's looked unstoppable.
Man, if you're Argyle, this is what you're
This is
looking
exactly
for.
what you're
Minus
looking for.
that one turnover.
Yes.
This is it. And Lindale, they had him. I was literally just thinking. I was like, man, it's only 7-0. Lindale, you're fine. You're in
Well,
it.
and now it's like
You're still in it.
like we said last game. They were down 14-0. Carthage was.
And then we got the Air Jordan kicker.
So obviously the game is anything but over. Still plenty of time. 2:12 in the first quarter, but already this is a different scenario than it was in the last game. In the last game, it was the underdog going up 14-0. In this game, it's the heavy favorite now up 14-0. So we'll see if Lindale can answer. Obviously, we've talked about it. They answered last week against Austin LBJ.
I'm going to say real quick, Justin, it's cold in here. Okay? That's why we got jackets on. All right.
It's a little chilly.
It's a little
It's a little chilly. We've got an
All right.
entire wall of windows here. Not the most insulated
It's
room.
not the most insulated building.
Not the
that-
most
that
insulated
we're
room.
in right now.
Let's see, rest of the state. We got San Antonio Brennan up 14-0 on Edinburgh Vela. We got Rockwall, an exciting game against DeSoto, 7-6.
Really?
Rockwall up 7-6. Round Rock up 7-3 on Spello Steel. Got North Crowley up 7-0 on Abilene. And South Grand Prairie and Allen are tied in the first. So all of these games pre-halftime, first or second quarter. So the only one that's really out of hand right now is Tompkins 41-7 on Cy-Fair. They have just really taken advantage. Oh, you've got to field that.
Lindale.
They didn't field it.
Lindale, what are you doing?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. So on the kickoff, the Lindale receivers, they're having some trouble passing off who's going to get the ball.
Oh, no.
They don't communicate it well. The receiver lets it go over his head, thinking that it will get to the end zone for a touchback until it becomes very clear that it's not going to get there. But it was too late. It was too late, and Argyle jumps on the ball, and they recover it
He thought Jordan Jenkins was going to go get it.
Yeah.
There's definitely a good kick in the regard that it confused
Yes.
who should get it.
Yes.
It was like
Well,
no
and it
man's
was
land. It was
yes,
a no
it
man's
was
land
it was
right
and
there.
it was a bad job
Just
passing
what I
off
said.
who was going to get it. And yeah, great point. And
Oh.
he actually did have control of it. It looked like he had control of it, but when the Argyle player came
He should
in,
have just fell on it.
when the
instead of trying to
Argyle
pick
player
up on it.
came in, he fell on it, and now it's Argyle ball at the 2. So first and goal for Argyle from the 2. There's the handoff, and it looks like another touchdown. Yes, he is.
That's 3 now. Oh, man.
20-0.
You know One thing we were talking about coming into tonight was the 1, 2, and 3A games were all
We're
pretty
great.
close.
We're great. Aside from the 1A. Obviously, the 1A Division 2 game was postponed because of COVID, but the 1A Division 1 game was not close at all. It got mercy ruled in the third quarter.
Especially the Jim Ned and Hallettsville game.
But Jim Ned and Hallettsville and the other games were phenomenal. Even, we've talked about the Silver City game. I mean, they won that game by, I think 3 scores maybe, but that did not tell the full story of the game. I mean, it was a very, very well contested game for most of it. So these games have been very good for the most part up until today, really.
Yeah, wasn't really expecting the Carthage game to be as big of a blowout. I think people are expecting Carthage to win, maybe not necessarily to that extent. Let's see, who else? Do we need the heat on? Nah.
No.
We're fine.
No.
We're bringing the heat, Josh.
Yeah. You're bringing the heat, Josh.
Bull, we're trying to bring the heat for you. Like that?
Shout out Bull for the pizza.
Brought us the pizza,
Shout out Bull for the pizza.
which is phenomenal.
So they're
We've been here
reviewing.
since about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right?
This morning. Setting up. And
So that pizza was brought to you by Redacted. It was very good.
If you want to be the official pizza sponsor of VYPE Media, we
the
are
official
available.
pizza sponsor of VYPE Media is open. That position is open. Yeah. The pizza was delicious. I can't wait to go back to Redacted.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're reviewing the score
I think
here.
they're gonna uphold it.
I
Looks like
think
it's
so
all on the
too.
line.
And even if they didn't, I mean, what's the difference going to make? Yep. So the call on the field stands. Argyle is up
I got a
20
question.
to nothing. Yes, Scott, hit me with your question.
If you're a ref,
Yes. If. I'm not, but if.
if not, yeah, correct.
Okay.
If you're a ref,
Foul.
do you
Targeting.
like, work your way up like in a business or something like that? Like, do you start
Yes.
off at the high school ranks?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
work?
I believe that's how
Or
it
do you
works.
think some people, they're like, I get to call a high school Texas state championship game, like I'm good? Or do you think it depends?
Oh, are
on
you
the
saying
ref?
like? Well,
Like,
I mean, I think that's like
yeah,
personal
in
aspiration.
business, you can work your way up.
I think
Like,
that's personal aspiration. I think that's where do you want to be?
I'm-
Do you
I'm just
want
curious.
to be? Well, I don't know.
I don't know either. I guess it depends on the ref.
What would you want to do?
I think
Would
if
you
I
be
worked-
okay?
if I refed in the NFL, I wouldn't be here right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, you'd correct. You'd be under COVID protocol.
Duh. Yeah. True.
So I know for instance, right? So take like Little League baseball. I know like the creme de la creme for them is the Little League World Series, right? They have like this super intense application process and like a period of like you have to like apply and show all of your records and all this stuff, and then it's like a long process. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Shout outs, Matt Malatesta. We miss you. We miss you, buddy.
Miss you. Have fun.
Wish you were here
That's all I gotta say. Have
having fun with us watching some high school football. All right, Scott. Argyle up 21-0 on Lindale. Is it over? Because I mean we asked this question about the same time and about the same score in the Carthage game, and we said no, but then immediately tried an onside kick attempted
That was a good
by
snag.
Argyle.
I don't know if that was an onside kick.
Well,
it wasn't like a purpose onside kick. That was a great catch though. That guy like flew in. It was like zip, my ball.
I believe we had just asked the question, was it over when what? I can't remember.
I'm gonna say no because I feel like I believe in Jordan Jenkins.
You believe in Jordan
'Cause
Jenkins.
He's Baylor signee. Correct.
Oh, you believe in the Baylor signees.
Yep.
You know
100%.
what? You know what? I can really respect that. Well, it was about this time in the Carthage game when we said, "Hey, is it over? We don't know if it's over." And then Brandon
boy.
King got his first pick six,
Right.
and
Well,
we immediately knew at that
it
point.
looks like Argyle is really keying in on Jordan Jenkins.
Yes,
right
they
now.
are. Well, I
Let's-
think
let's
that-
see what the QB can do anything too, because it looks like Lindale's leaning hard on Jenkins.
leaning hard.
Yeah, well, it just seems that their defensive front is outpowering the offensive
Yeah,
front.
they're not getting any push on the offensive line, and they've been having that problem on defense too. They're not getting any push on their defensive line. It may just be a
Also,
matter
if
of
you're Jordan
outsize.
Jenkins, you're not rushing for close to 3,000 yards without a good O line.
That's true. You're not wrong. That is true.
Shout out to Bull. You know who you are. Yeah. All right, let's see what they can do here. Oh, bro,
Looking to
you
go
gotta get
deep
rid
and
of it.
sacked hard.
Oh boy.
I'm starting to regret my pick. It is at this time. Let it be known
See, at
that with
least-
1 minute and 3 seconds left
No
in the first
backsies.
quarter.
No backsies. Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going back like some of us here
See, at least
decided
when I
to
picked
do.
Gilmer, like I had a glimmer of hope for about all of 3 seconds.
I've had a glimmer of hope. 14-0. I wasn't worried, but 21 I started to fade a little bit. Now I'm 4th and 18 and I'm pretty worried to be honest.
I don't know. Hey, shout out to everybody who's watching right now. We appreciate you tuning into this live stream. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hopefully you're enjoying the commentary. As long as we're watching the Argyle and Lindale game for a D1 state championship. 27 seconds left. We'll do a score recap here at the end of the quarter. But J-Dub, what you got?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And here's the thing. Lindale's already gotten 1 turnover this game, right? And they
took zero advantage of it. None.
correct. And they should have had a stop earlier, but then that offsides
Well,
turned into a touchdown.
in theory, could have. It was
could have.
4th down. They were going for it on 4th down. You never know.
Right.
Could
which,
have.
Which that's a mental error. And then you have another
Yes.
mental error with the kickoff.
And then the 4th and 5 offsides.
We that's we were
Yeah,
mentioning.
that's what I'm referring to.
That ball nearly
4th
intercepted.
and 5 offsides, which led to a touchdown, and then like 2 plays later was the kickoff. So that's 2 mental errors that cost them 14 points.
So you before we started, Josh, you mentioned, oh, they can't get behind like they did against LBJ. They were behind 21-0. They came back and won that game in overtime, right? Well, it's 21-0 right now, and I will cede your point that I think that if it becomes a 4-score game, that I think that it's probably lights out. And I'm normally fairly optimistic when it comes to ridiculous things happening in sports. I mean, I've seen I've seen my fair share of nonsense. Yes, I've seen my fair share of nonsense in sports, and so I typically always believe in the little guy and the guy that's behind. But man, I just, with the way that they've looked, I just don't see it happening. Big sack on 1st down for Lindale.
All right, let's see if they can keep that momentum going here. They kind of like shaking up, but let's get a score recap.
Let's get a
refresh
score
those
recap.
scores.
So we're at the end of the first quarter here, and Argyle is up 21-0 on Lindale. They've got a 2nd down and long coming up when we get back, but we're going to the second quarter. So let's get you some score updates. We'll go out to West Texas. We got North Crowley taking on Abilene 7-0. South Grand Prairie and Allen still 0-0. Shadow Creek taking the lead 14-7 against CE King. We got Smithson Valley and Austin Westlake. They're still at 0-0. Clear Falls taking the lead on Westbrook 13-8. Got San Antonio Johnson.
Hold on, 13-8.
13-8.
That's not a typical football score. that you hear.
Multiple 8-point scores on the board right now. Multiple.
All right.
Or at least there were a couple of moments ago. Josh, you got something? We got Clear Falls 13, Beaumont Westbrook 8. Did I give a Westlake score? I did. It's 0-0.
And who are they playing?
Smithson Valley. What do you think about that game? You got
more Austin or more San Antonio, Smithson Valley?
Oh, San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Westlake should win that one. I feel like if anyone's going to challenge North Shore, they would be one of the teams.
Gotcha. You think there's like a small list and they're on that list?
Yes. From what I've seen, I mean, of course, it's always hard to say when a team hasn't played that team,
Right.
but
And anything can happen in the playoffs, as we've learned. So we got San Antonio Johnson and Buda Hayes, 0-0.
Okay.
We got Round Rock and Swallow Steel. Round Rock down 10-7. Steel up 10-7. We got Tomball Memorial taking on Oak Ridge. Bless you, Josh. Got Tomball Memorial taking on Oak Ridge, and it's 16-7.
Yeah, they'll run away with that one.
It looks like it. Looks like
Maybe
that
not
may
as
happen.
badly as Tompkins.
Tompkins at halftime, 41-7 on Cy-Fair. Just a beat down right now. We got the Rockwall DeSoto game still very close, 13-12. Very close.
Rockwall's up 13-12.
Got San Antonio Brennan up 21-0 on Edinburgh Vela. We got Katie Taylor. Heights scored a touchdown here.
14-7.
So Katie Taylor up now 14-7. We got Katie up 26-0 on Houston Lamar. Now this is interesting. Atascocita up 7-3 on Pearland. That was 10-7 Pearland the last time I looked. So I don't know what has happened. Maybe they had a touchdown called off the books. I don't know, but Atascocita now currently leading 7-3. We're back to the game and a huge run by the Argyle running back, but a flag.
Tito Bryce.
Tito Bryce again
With already 3 touchdowns, scoring all 21
He
points.
has scored all 3,
Yeah,
hasn't he?
all 3
My
touchdowns.
goodness. Flag, and maybe it's coming back. Maybe we've got a hold. Looks
just
like.
to round it out real quick, Klein Kane is up 9-6 against Westfield. Surprising. And Spring is up 10-0 against Klein Oak. And Mission versus Laredo United South is tied at 14. South Lake Carroll's putting the beat down on Odessa Permian right now, 38-7, I would say. And then Rockwall Heath is up 14-7 on Temple, which is kind of surprising. I thought Temple would. I mean, still a lot of game, but
Still
I
a
picked
while to
Temple
go.
in that game.
So there was a holding call. It's now 2nd and 25 for Argyle.
Manville's up 10-7. And that guy's wide open.
Wide
NFL
open in
rules
the
keep
middle
running.
of the field.
Just kidding. Also, shout out the Fort Bend Hightower. They're up 20-0 over Pflugerville Hendrickson.
That is a pretty
Wasn't expecting
pretty
that.
big surprise. I mean, Hightower with a losing record going into the playoffs
Beating an undefeated Port Arthur Memorial team last week.
and looking pretty good. I
Yep.
mean, has looked pretty good in the playoffs thus far. We'll absolutely have our eyes on them.
Yeah, Frisco Lone Star is up 7-0 against Magnolia. I think Magnolia's got a pretty good team. You know, they went toe-to-toe with with Mag West earlier this year. Frisco Lone Star, dude, they're just really good. Let's see, anybody else? Aledo won 49-24. Liberty Hill, I didn't realize Liberty Hill went up to 5A this year. Weren't they 4A last year? Anyway, they're beating Bernie Champion. Sorry, Thomas, 17-0. Let's see. Grapevine's up 21-13.
Liberty Hill's going to be one of those teams to watch in 5A. They got a chip on their shoulder. I mean, the coach, passed away from cancer. So Liberty Hill is a team I would watch out for.
I mean,
kind
they've
of,
been to the state championship multiple times.
well, especially, I mean, kind of the,
Just the emotional kind of
yeah.
drive to succeed.
Fort Bend Marshall's up 14-7 against Montgomery. Let's see. A few other games.
But lots of action across the state right now.
There's a ton of action.
Obviously,
Shout out to Wichita Falls Rider. They're up 20-7.
none
Against
bigger.
El Paso Burgess. Burgess?
Burgess? I would imagine it'd be Burgess.
Barbara Hill's still playing. Probably should have known that. Whoops. Against Huntsville. Tied at 0.
We've got a review going on here in the game. I don't
Wait, did Longville?
really know what for.
I guess Longview went down to 5A, huh? Because they won the 6A state championship 2 years ago.
It looks like they were reviewing a close catch by Argyle. It was confirmed, so the catch was made and makes a 3rd down and 9 for the Eagles of Argyle. I keep wanting to say the
second and
Eagles.
25. So like when you're that long, you just want to try to get half the yardage back. That's
Right, just-
exactly what you did. And
Exactly.
let's go to 3rd down and let's see if we can move those chains.
And like we said, this is such an important drive right here for Lindale. They really need to stop.
Kill him.
Flush the quarterback. Just got to get him out. And they do at the line of scrimmage.
Nice.
No gain. So 4th down and 9, you'd have to imagine that Argyle's going to punt here. Lindale's going to get the ball back. They had a rough first quarter. But
Beaumont Westbrook took the lead.
But can they put this first quarter behind them? Can they just say 21-0? It's behind us. This is a different
If you're
quarter.
Lindale's coach right now, you got to be thinking, first quarter's out of the way. I'd
Yes.
be like, fellas, are you good? Have you gotten
Yeah.
the
We're
butterflies
here.
out your system?
We're here. We're playing for a state
Calm down.
championship.
Let's play some football.
Let's just play.
Good disciplined football.
Exactly.
Block well.
Trust your eyes. Do your job. Just get after it. Just go play ball.
Here
Have
for
fun.
a reason.
Exactly. You're here for a reason. You're good. Trust your instincts and just get out there and play some ball.
And I think you touched on it earlier too when we were wishing that Gilmer would make it a game out of from Carthage here. But you can't win the game on one drive. You just got to chip
Right.
away. You got to chip away. You got to do your thing.
Exactly. You can't, and that's where I really think that Gilmer. That's where that game got away from Gilmer. Oh, an update. Heights with another touchdown now within 1 point of Katie Taylor. That's pretty big. But like I was saying, you can't expect to get everything back on one throw, on one run, on one play. You can't. You have to stick with your game plan, which honestly I think that's what Lindale's doing. They're trusting their running back. They're getting him the ball. They're trying, with that wasn't just a simple handoff. It was a pitch play, and it went to the sideline. And they're trying different things, but they're gonna have to find something that works. They're gonna have to find something that works, or it's gonna be all for naught.
All right, let's see what Lindale can do on offense here. 2nd and 9. I don't think have they passed the ball like once?
They have, but I don't know if it's their strong suit. Well, they're gonna pass the ball here. Just the ball a little bit behind him, falling down and incomplete.
I think Argyle is probably going with the approach of have some. If you're going to beat us, fine, but don't let it be Jordan Jenkins.
Well, so here we're getting an interesting statistic. I mean, they've trailed their last 3 games at the half. Trailed by 7 at the half in the area, trailed by 1 at the half in the quarters, trailed by 21 at the half last week against Austin LBJ, as we said multiple times. So they're and he had him wide open there. Falls incomplete on 3rd down, and again, a 4th down. So they're no stranger to the comeback. They know how to crawl back into a game. Like we said last week, they were down 21 points. They can make this comeback. 21 points at half even. So they can do it. They can make this a game. But like I said, I just think that if it gets to 4 scores, I don't see it happening. So Lindale going to punt from within their own 20. Obviously, you can't go for it here. Just much too dangerous. Punt the ball away. Good punt. Great punt. Made the returner turn around and chase the ball and downed inside the 30. So a pretty good punt by Lindale. Scott, you were mentioning something as we go to commercial here. You were mentioning something to me earlier that I thought would be interesting to discuss. Also, I just got to say this. South Grand Prairie, a safety against Allen. South Grand Prairie up 2-0 against Allen. Just scored a safety. We were talking about something before the game, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. You mentioned to me an interesting opinion of yours.
Yep.
You said you don't prefer the updated early signing period.
No, I don't.
Why is that? We just had the early signing day this week. Why, in your opinion, is it either bad or you don't like it, or what is it?
And on this take, I want to preface, this is just from a purely fan's perspective here. Okay, National Signing Day was around what, February 6th?
It's the first February. I think it's the 2nd February.
Yeah,
second Wednesday in February.
It was like Christmas Day. In
Yes.
terms of Texas high school football.
Across the country.
Across the country. For any person who is signing, who has worked their tail off to get a scholarship, National Signing Day was the accumulation of all that work. And then there was a lot. I loved it because there's a lot more drama. It's, who I always think of on this was Landon Collins, who, remember when he was committed to LSU, but then he flipped to Alabama?
I don't remember that.
I think it was. I can't remember. I think it was on signing day. Was the Under Armour?
Well, there's All-American game. That has happened.
And he was an LSU committee. Flipped to Alabama, and it was right after LSU had won the national championship. And his mom was on the TV broadcast. If you like, it's a hilarious
she was
moment.
just shocked.
And she's like, well, the Tigers are national champs. But he had just flipped to go to Alabama, and then obviously he won a couple national championships. I think a couple at Alabama. Pretty good NFL career too, but there was so much drama, and if you think it was manufactured, like, who cares? Like, it's
right.
It was just great, and there's a lot less prestige about it because it's almost kind of confusing. It's like, okay, some people can sign here, but if you're not sure yet, you can wait. Like, it's just, there's a lot of convolution.
Well, I will say I think that it is semi good for the athletes. It allows those kids that know where they want to go and they're sure. It allows them to sign, and the process is done, and they can lock that in.
Yeah.
But and maybe this is just from what I've heard. I've heard that there are some college coaches that really don't prefer it because they have to work. They have to put in all of the work for a signing day for December, and then they have to go for 2 more months and do all of that work for a signing day in February.
Yep.
So
Well, also too, you got to think about it in the early signing day. That's when coaches are getting ready for bowl season.
right.
Theoretically,
They've got
in
there's
a normal
there's
year.
other stuff that's happening.
yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that's going on. They're especially like for your Alabamas and your LSU's, Ohio
Right.
States. They're trying to prepare for national championships. Like the coaches probably don't like it, but it's better from the kids' perspective, absolutely, because you sign, you get it done. Okay, let's go have Christmas and let's not worry about it second half. Especially for those early enrollees, it probably makes it a little bit easier.
Yes, that I think it helps them the most.
But not
Kids that
everybody early enrolls.
no, in fact, I think it's a small percentage, not a small percentage, but it's not the majority.
Yeah.
It's
I
it's a smaller percentage of kids that graduate early and choose to get on campus early and get with their new team
Yeah.
and be there for spring ball and really try and
Oh.
get involved early.
Get that sack.
Oh, they're able to
Nice.
Argyle quarterback able to throw the ball away on 2nd and 19. It's gonna bring up 3rd and 19. I'll tell you what, Lindale is doing what they need to do on defense right now.
Yes.
They are absolutely doing. They're getting pressure on the quarterback. They're not allowing these big giant runs. They're really doing what they need to do right now. I mean,
Also, shout out to Stephen Peters, who is VYPE media correspondent at the game.
we're gonna hear from
You're going to hear from him at halftime.
at halftime. We're gonna hear from him, get his thoughts on the game. But the Lindale defense really held Tito Bryce at this point. We'll see what happens on 3rd down and 19 here. It's gonna be a little flip out to the tight end, and he can't make enough of a move. It's gonna force 4th down and long.
Just got jumping into the comment section here. Levi wants to know about Chapel Hill and what you think of their season overall.
Yeah, I think Chapel Hill is headed in the right direction. Like recently they hired Jeff Reardon out of Crosby, and he was actually the coach of Squirrel Williams, I believe. We were talking about the Baylor running back Squirrel Williams, but really good, respected coach out of Crosby, goes to Chapel Hill. Actually met him a couple times. Just really solid guy, knows his football. Really believes in the process. It's almost like a Matt Rule type guy. Matt Rule's, he's all about the process, and that's what I liked about Jeff Reardon. And going from 1 win 2 years ago, then 2 wins last year to 8-5, and they lost to Lindale in the playoffs in the 3rd round, 36-7. And look, if you get knocked out in the playoffs and that team eventually makes it to state, that's nothing to be sad about. You can hang your hat on that.
There are very few teams, as we've seen.
Yes.
Even Carthage can't win state every year. I mean, there's
Right.
there are very few. Obviously, we saw Carthage, and we've discussed it. They've went on an amazing run, but even in that amazing run, they didn't win state every year.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes it's just not your year. Sometimes there's a team that's better than you. Sometimes it's not your day.
And producer Josh actually asked this question earlier. How come there's not as much parity maybe in these lower level classifications? Because of Chapel Hill, who's won state 8 of the last 14 years.
Right.
You have Argyle, who's made the
You mean
playoffs over the
Carthage.
years. Carthage. What did
yeah.
I say? Argyle?
You
Chapel
said
Hill.
Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill. I'm sorry. You're right. Carthage
Has
has
8
done
of the
really
last
well.
14.
And the more I think about it, I think it does have to do with coaching staff, building a culture. That's one thing that Josh Cook, VYPE Media reporter, was talking about earlier. And I think a guy like Jeff Reardon who comes in, because they make the talent. It's not like college. You can't recruit the talent that you want.
Right.
In high school, you have to make and get the most out of the talent that you're given.
Well, and there are times when in these bigger cities, kids are moving into the bigger
that's
schools.
not. I don't want. That's a little different discussion.
I agree with you, but that's not happening in these smaller schools, right? That's not happening. No one's.
Correct.
These bigger kids aren't discussing their
They're not probably moving to
opportunities
Lindale.
to move to Carthage
Or Carthage.
and play for Scott Sarai. Like that's not, or at least that I know of, that's not a conversation that's happening anywhere. But I think another thing is when you get to these lower classifications, typically you do not get the size that you get at the larger classifications because you don't have the number of kids.
Yeah, it's a depth thing.
So you just don't get the size and the speed, and so one really amazing athlete can break a game. We saw it, obviously in the game with Shiner. Their 2 running backs were incredible,
Yes.
and there was nothing that was going to stop them. Doug Brooks and his brother, they were unstoppable, and they were forces of nature in that game, but they were so much bigger and faster and stronger than the guys on the other side, and that is just what you get sometimes in these smaller communities. It just happens sometimes. You get these guys that are just physically stronger or faster or what have you, and when, like you said, you don't have that depth, or you don't even start with, you know, a crazy big team to begin with, then those guys shine even brighter against teams like that.
Might have a. He's waving
goodbye.
Wow, that is
savage.
Impressive.
Down 21-0.
I think he was saying the penalties on the defense.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure? Are you saying he wasn't waving goodbye for targeting? Like
Josh is gonna
ejected?
J-Dub's just giving him the benefit of the doubt. J-Dub's giving him not wanting to jump all over the
You're
quarterback.
welcome, Levi, for the take. Yeah, I mean, I like Jeff Ridden. I think he's doing a really good job at Chapel Hill. I don't know much about the team, how they're going to look like next year, but
yeah,
if you're buying stock, Chapel Hill might be one of those you want to buy stock in.
Not a bad place.
Yeah.
Thanks for your question. If you got more questions,
let us
hit
know.
us up in the chat. We're welcome to.
Reporter Josh Cook is giving score updates in the chat section. Which
what a guy!
I'm here for.
What a guy!
Also,
thank you,
note,
Josh.
Westfield is up 19-9 against Klein Kane.
19-9 is such a weird football score.
How does that happen?
Well, I mean, I know how 9 happens, but 19, I don't know.
9,
how 19
you can
happens.
get multiple ways. You can score, miss PAT with a field goal,
and then kick a field goal. Or you kick 3 field goals.
19 though,
right? Or you could get a safety and score a touchdown.
It's throwing me off. Okay,
but yeah, we're back to the action 50
here for the first time. It looks
well,
like
and,
at the
and
Dr.
benefited
Pepper
from
Big
that
12
flag.
championship.
Benefiting from that flag, obviously.
Absolutely.
They've really got to take advantage of this opportunity. So there you go. That was a pretty good run play there by the Lindale quarterback. But you see, Argyle only lining up 3 on the line. So Lindale's got to take opportunities like that and run straight at Argyle. If they're only gonna put 3 guys on the line, if they're gonna get even numbers in the box, they've got 3 on the line, 1 a little offset here. They just a big run.
There we go.
Broken out to the outside, inside the 30 to the 20. What a run. What an but a flag.
Oh, don't be holding.
Jordan Jenkins,
Come on.
incredible run. An incredible run, and it's going to get called back on a holding call, it looks like.
9 times out of 10, it's a holding call.
Oh, that was the play they needed.
John, no, we cannot show the game because of copyright rules. We'll get in trouble. Sorry. Yeah.
And it is going to be a hold.
So producer Josh is responding back to you.
It is going to be a hold on Lindale. Oh, that was the play they needed. They get their star player.
Wait, was that the receiver that was blocking him? I was complimenting him on that block. He pancaked him. What's wrong with that?
That doesn't look like a hold. Not convinced that was a hold.
Oh, that just stinks.
But that's what you need. You need to get Jordan Jenkins going. You need to get him some steam, some momentum. First down and 10 for Lindale. Oh, and the quarterback needs to keep it, but George Jenkins making a great move.
Update, South Grand Prairie is leading 9-0 against Allen.
Wow.
Wow.
Big news.
I just was not expecting that. That is
big news.
Huge.
We've got some other games.
That was a hold, Peters? Well, I guess you're right. Okay, in my defense, they didn't show a great replay there. How about that?
In our defense, you're standing on the sideline, Steven.
In the press box, and you know what's up.
Oh,
Come on.
Nearly intercepted and then nearly caught. Oh, man, Brooks for Lindale just by the tiniest margin. Quarterback tries to force this into a window, and actually, if that isn't tipped, he has no chance of catching that ball.
No.
It was thrown nowhere near him, and if it wasn't tipped, he had no chance, but just can't get it on the tip drill.
Not sorry.
Here's Jenkins,
Hey, you know what, Peters is just
and
keeping
he
it
is
real.
caught in the backfield, but a flag comes down. Could that possibly be on Argyle?
Hey, shout out to number 35 for Argyle rocking the neck brace. You don't see that too often. What happened to the Brian Bosworth neck rolls? What a time.
It was
I
certainly
don't
a
know if
look.
we need to bring it back, but it was a great look.
It was certainly a look. It was a signature look.
Yes.
Katie really starting to put it up on Houston Lamar, 39-0.
Ouch.
Really beaten up.
I gotta tell you what. I know it's not like a draw or anything, but we've said it, and I'm gonna say it again. Katie going to D2 might have been the best thing for him.
Yes. Well, and honestly, though, I don't know if that's
While Westlake goes up to D1.
And I don't know if that's necessarily what they, I think they want the challenge, to be honest. I think Katie wants that challenge. They want to prove they're the best. But will it be easier for them? Maybe. We got Lindale going for it on 4th down.
8.
And there's a timeout taken.
Okay, Westlake's up 21-0 against Smithson Valley. As Peter just said, Longview is up 14-7 against Lancaster. And yes, that is a very large soda cup that Jason got from the local gas station.
Jason?
I'm sorry, David. David,
My name's David.
not Jason.
It is a
He
very
is not
large cup.
Jason. His name
It's
is
been
David.
a long day here
Woo!
at
That's right.
the VYPE
VYPE
studio.
headquarters. We got a game here, it looks like, between Clear Falls and Beaumont and Westbrook, 15-3.
They've been going back
Westbrook
and
is
forth
winning.
at it. It's been a long day, and so I needed some caffeine. I had to go get some
Rockwell still
Dr.
up on
Pepper.
DeSoto, 20-15. Katie Taylor is winning 14-13 against Houston.
I'll tell you
Heights.
what, that I was fairly confident that Atascocita was going to just run all over Pearland. And it's only 7-3 here at halftime. That surprises
Thank
me.
you, Josh. You're right. Josh Cook, he's chiming in the comment section. The last time Katie won was in D2.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow. That's a good point. So
Denton Ryan
maybe
putting it
going
on.
back and winning a championship at D2.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Denton Ryan is putting it on College Station, 35-7.
Ooh.
Fort Bend Hightower, Pflugerville cut
Looks like we
into
got
that,
a-
20-7.
Got a game there between Manville and Dripping Springs. 17-14 Manville lead in the second quarter.
That's right. Let's see. Liberty Hill pulling away. So is Fort Bend Marshall against Montgomery.
Hey, J-Dub, I think you got something for us.
I was going to talk about more than the game. It's like, what a way for UIL to celebrate its 100th year in such a kind of unique atmosphere.
What a very strange. Like this was
Right.
not. This wasn't in no way what this is. What this
I bet
what they
the original
planned
plan was like
was to have
big
this giant blowout. Yeah, just ridiculous. Josh was talking to us. Josh Cook earlier was talking to us about when he goes up for the 5A, 6A games, he would love to get his hands on the special program that they've developed for this year. It's got this beautiful 100-year logo on it and everything. I'm sure.
And now it's being taken
4th
over
and
by
8,
the
Lindale looking, throwing, and
it's being
falls
taken over by the
incomplete.
Big 12 championship logos.
Yeah,
and
and it's
you even got like all the school logos on the side there.
not what
too.
they had in mind. Not at
No,
all.
it's definitely not.
Not at all.
Which is kind of a bummer.
And
for
you know
them.
they would have loved to have all of the fans from all these different cities and communities and just people around the state that are high school football fans here in Texas and just
Rashad
unable
was
to do
open.
that. Lindale trying to go for it there on 4th and 8. They do not get it. And really, it just looking pretty disorganized on that play. I mean, nobody was open, and the quarterback just sort of threw it to a dead spot in the receiving
See,
corner.
Mission and Laredo United South are tied at 21. That's an interesting game.
Lots of great games tonight. I mean, these are the majority of these very highly contested games. Great run there
Solid
from the
run.
Argyle running back.
Shadow Creek's up 21-14.
Ooh, finally taking back a lead.
Yep. North Crawley is beating Abilene 7-0. I still can't get over to South Grand Prairie's up 9-0 on Allen. Let's see. Let me do some refreshing. Round Rock is beating Cibolo Steel 13-10. Oh, good play there. Blowing
Great
up.
play. That's when the
You just-
Lindale defense has been great.
Yeah, I think
they've
it finally
really
calmed
settled down. They have really settled down since the first quarter.
I'll tell you what, though. That third touchdown that Argyle scored, when you're put on the 2-yard line, you're just like, ah.
Right. You're not.
Gosh.
Yeah. You're not gonna. It's so hard to stop that. And the defense has really, honestly, has made Argyle work. I mean, the offense is, and special teams has kind of given Argyle too much of easy chances. But this defense, even you go back to the first drive, they had to go pretty much the length of the field on that drive to score their first touchdown. So, Lindale really making them work, running for the first down. He reaches, Looks like Argyle's going to have a first down on that play.
Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial is beating San Antonio Legacy 19-7. Westlaco East is down to San Antonio Southwest. Where are they at? Let's see. Crosby's
another big gain here
It's
for
Texarkana.
Argyle.
Gosh, Crosby has to play Texarkana. Is that a home game, or I hope it's not away for their sake?
Oh,
That's a long way. Texarkana, Texas High.
it's a long drive. Sometimes that's what happens here. It's a great state of Texas. It's a big state,
Yeah.
and sometimes
What's
you
that
just
famous
you
sign?
just
It's
gotta
like
play.
from Beaumont all the way to El Paso. It's
That's-
952 miles.
Yes. Which, by the way, let's just talk about that for a moment. I know people want to talk about that sign. That is the most useless information.
Texas High is in Texarkana, Levi. Texarkana. That's far.
That sign is the most useless information. How is that useful to me? Because those signs are usually like, it's up the road, so like you're going to be there pretty soon,
Like,
so you need to
if
be
you're
aware of
within
it.
60 miles, like within
Right.
the hour.
Exactly. Yeah. Then it's reasonable. No. It would take you 15 hours to get to El Paso from Beaumont.
I feel like they need to add like the crying, laughing emoji face.
Right.
next
It's
to it now.
useless. It's
like-
useless information. I have to ask: is that the best use of my tax dollars to make that sign? I mean, come on! It's 15 hours. That's useless information.
What's that famous?
You have to drive all the way across the desert.
Oh. Yeah, you throw that ball away. What's that like? I think there's a fun fact. It's like between East Texas and Florida is shorter than from East Texas to El Paso
Wouldn't surprise me.
to that border. Is that right, J-Dub?
I think the big one is like Houston to El Paso is longer than El Paso to San Diego.
Well, another one too is if you go from
See, I thought it was the opposite to the east to the Atlantic Ocean, not the Pacific Ocean. Because like to go west, you gotta go through all that desert. That's a lot.
Well, interesting. I think one of the other ones is if you
Let
go
us
from,
know in the comments, people.
Yeah,
let
we
us
could
know.
Totally be
let
wrong.
us know
We're
your
just
strange
talking out
Texas
here.
facts.
I mean, look, that's the point of a watch party
oh,
like this.
wide
Oh,
open
man.
pass. Argyle
Good play.
inside the 20 at the 11.
I mean, that's the point of
Wow.
doing this watch party is like we're watching the game like you'll probably be watching with your family and friends at home. We're just
Exactly.
Put a live stream.
That's
up
number
here.
87, Jasper Lott. He's had
Big tight end.
he's had a big day. I mean, they've really relied on him down in the red zone.
El Paso's closer to Cali than Austin. Huh.
Wow.
The more you know.
There you go.
No kidding.
I've actually made those drives since I used to live in San Diego, so I believe that 100%.
I'll tell you what, driving out west through the desert, that's a lonely drive.
When Baylor played in the Fiesta Bowl against the Blake Bortles led Central Florida team. How about that?
Went out to Arizona.
Yeah, we road tripped out to Glendale. Man, there's not much out there.
No.
Even like
That is a boring drive.
yeah, it's not much.
Not much to look at.
But we made it.
And there is the
touchdown.
fourth touchdown by Tito Bice, the running back
Tito
for
Bryce.
Argyle.
I think I've been saying Bryce. I apologize.
I mean,
Tito
maybe
Bice.
it could be a mistake on their part
Probably not.
because I said Bryce
It's
at
probably
first.
my fault. I'll
It's
admit it.
probably your fault. That's okay. Tito Bice now his fourth rushing touchdown of the game, and honestly, I think at this point,
Are you giving him the offensive MVP already?
absolutely. At this point, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: who else is going to score 4 touchdowns?
Jordan Jenkins. Lindale.
You think George? You think Lindale's going to score 4 touchdowns?
Don't call it a comeback.
I would love to call it a comeback. I would love to see a comeback in this game.
Hey, also,
It just seems unlikely at
when
this
do
point.
when do kickers stop kicking off tees? Is that from high school to college?
I would have to imagine. I don't think they kick off tees in college.
I feel like it's almost harder to kick off a tee.
Do they?
It's got to be harder for the holder.
I love football, but I don't know anything about it.
It's probably easier for the kicker, right? Interesting. I don't know. I just thought about that because I noticed in the game this morning and right now the kickers are kicking off a tee, which is pretty cool. Like you don't see that often.
No.
I don't know why I think that's cool, but it is.
Well, interestingly enough, I watched the 6-man game, the 1A game, and their place kickers, they don't take the traditional step back, 3, step over to the left 3, and then come at the ball at an angle and strike it with the side of your foot. They don't do that. They take 2 steps back, and then they just basically straighten out their kicking leg.
Oh, they
and they have but they have a rubber band on their foot that pulls back their toes so that they still hit it with the ball of their foot. It is the weirdest looking
You're
thing.
gonna have to like show me a video.
It is the weirdest looking thing. Let's see if I can let's pull up a.
Yeah, see if you can find something. And then meanwhile, here Argyle's about to kick off, 28-0. If you're Lindale, does Lindale get the ball at halftime, Josh?
Yeah. Yes. Lindale gets the ball at half.
Okay.
Well, this is a good return. Big return.
Oh, he was one block away from opening that up. If you're Lindale, you got to score here. You got to or put some points on the board.
You have to. You have to. Let's see if this is a. Oh, that one wasn't. He didn't. Well, you can't really see it.
We're trying to see when David was describing how a straight toe kick but rubber band.
It's a very
Hold the toes
strange. It's a very strange operation, and I can't find it. Maybe I'll have to show you. Maybe I'll have to show you at halftime. Yeah.
Okay, we'll find it.
We'll try and find it at halftime. We've got 3 minutes and 3 seconds until halftime. Lindale trying to put something on the board, anything on the board before halftime. Get yourself, feeling good about something, right? You could go into at halftime. If you score a touchdown here, you're down 28-7 at half. You get the ball, you come out, you score another touchdown, and then all of a sudden it's a 2-score game, right?
Then you're back in it.
Then you're back in it. But other than that, man, now they just got a first down by passing the ball. This has been their biggest. This has been the reason that they have not scored yet, is they have not been able to effectively pass the ball. They haven't found these short little passes. That's what they need. They need to just get into the little crease spots in the zone and get these short little passes. Give their quarterback, their wide receivers some confidence. That did not help. Dropped the snap.
That's not what you were looking for right there.
Rolled to the right, lost 3 yards. Yikes. Under 2.5 to play here in the first half. Don't forget, stick around with us at halftime. We're going to get Steven Peters on the horn, get his thoughts on the game, see if he has any thoughts on the second half, and maybe ask him who his offensive MVP is thus far. Oh, big pass.
Nice.
Got his man. Inside the 35. So, again, I mean, getting these big pass plays, getting, chunks. Their running plays have been gaining very little yardage. I mean, only 3-4 yards max.
Well, it's because I think, again, they're just saying, hey, we're going to load the box.
Right.
Anybody beat us except Jordan Jenkins.
Exactly.
If we lose, we lose. Just don't let it be by Jordan Jenkins.
Well, and really, I think
it's like if you have that one baller in basketball, you're like,
yeah,
we're going to double
you
team
triple
him.
team that guy, and if this other guy wants to shoot a 3, then more power to him.
It's like when the teams were trying to beat the Rockets and James Harden.
Right.
Remember
The strategy was just
anybody
double team
except
James Harden.
And then against Golden State Warriors, we go 0-for-19. Or Trevor Ariza goes 0-for-19.
Oh,
That was a tough break.
we don't talk about that.
I'm not talking about the Rockets right now. We're going to stay on football.
Lindale looking to throw, got his guy again, and another first down. Oh, he fumbled the ball.
No. He was
and
down,
that's
right?
Argyle ball.
Oh, speaking of neck rolls, how about 27 with the neck roll? Yeah, calm down, bro.
I think he was
That's some good war paint he's got on his face,
down. We're gonna see what's happening here. Don't know. The ball was thrown. Lindale receiver caught it. He did tuck it, run up field. And he's down by contact. He's down by contact.
Called it.
Down by contact. Great call by Scotty T here in the
That was good high
VYPE
five,
Media
man.
Studio. It was a good high five.
Yeah.
So that should be Lindale ball, first down, and they'll keep moving. Trying to get anything to happen here before halftime. Should be they are going to go ahead and officially review
Because
it.
I feel like we think that Lindale's about to get the ball back here. I know you're driving, which, like, you got the momentum, you got it going. But
Right.
also, this gives you time to regroup.
Right.
That you can, honestly, like, if I were the coach, I would give him 2, maybe 3 plays, probably 2 plays. And be like, hey, look, these are the 2 plays back to back. Or, like, I'll give you 1 running play, 1 passing play. And then if you feel like one will work better. But these are the two places that way you can score quick and just make sure that you get points on the board. Really,
Exactly. Yeah. Your number one focus here is let's get.
They're doing a shameless plug for this DV Sport replay system here.
Let's. Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of agreement with the UIL or
obviously, yes.
something like that. See, this live stream is not sponsored by anybody.
It is not. But if
you have a company out
if
there.
you want to sponsor our next VYPE watch party, which is there going to be another VYPE watch party?
I
Scott?
think there will be another.
Oh, that's
Vibe
interesting.
Watch party.
What are we going to be watching?
We are going to be watching the 5A and 6A state championship this time next month.
5A and 6A, Scott. That's 2 days.
That's 2 days worth of 4 games of football.
Oh my goodness.
We should do it in Austin.
Road trip.
Oh man. Shameless plug for Austin by J Dub. I want to consider that.
I don't know if Shane's still watching or not, but we could work something out, right?
Yeah,
Because Shane is the best boss.
Shane is the best boss. He is. All right, we're gonna have the
I'm
official
just trying to
review
make sure we're
here.
getting our bonuses, right? That's fine.
We got the official review
It's
coming.
in writing.
It's
No backsies.
no backsies. Once it's out there, you can't put the genie back in the
All
bottle.
right, so it is going to be first down and 10 for Lindale. The runner was down by contact. So Lindale, first down and 10, moving deep into Argyle territory now.
I like how that receiver is like, you're going to stay at the sidelines for a sec.
Down at
Hold
the
on to that football, Petey.
let's see,
Hold on to that football.
they're at the Argyle 24. So at the Argyle, 24-yard line, a minute 16 to play in the half. I mean, no reason to rush here. No reason to have to, really, speed things up. They've got 2 timeouts if they need them. So, they can definitely take their time and hopefully get a score. Here's Jenkins around the outside.
Solid run.
Great run. 6-yard carry. I mean, that's what you want out of him. 6-yard carry.
Also, too, if you're Lindale, you don't want to leave too much time on the clock for Argyle because Argyle has all 3 timeouts. And then at the high school level, like college, the clock stops after every first down. So smart to run the ball.
well,
here. I mean, you want to make sure.
Oh, what a run by Jenkins. They had him stopped 2-3 yards short of the first down, and he just plowed through that first defender. Well, like you said, only 35 seconds now left on the clock. I think they just took a timeout. I mean, they let that clock roll pretty far. I know they've reset
That's
the chains.
because of the first.
36 seconds to play. They'll start it. They're going to fire to the end zone. Tipped
Good
away.
play.
Great defense.
Nice.
Fantastic defense
Jet Copeland.
by Jet Copeland, the junior defensive back for Argyle.
Sup. Be an athlete. Nice.
Oh, a fantastic. High points the ball and just bats it down away from the receiver. Great job. Good defense. Lindale now, they've got, I don't know how much time, 29 seconds.
For the Hendrickson and Hightower game, is that just radio only? So if you want to check out the Hendrickson and Hightower game, you can go to VYPE.com and listen to the radio broadcast.
Lots of other broadcasts at VYPE.com.
Also of Marshall and Montgomery. That radio broadcast is on VYPE.com.
And you can check out more live broadcasts at VYPE.com throughout the week. We've got broadcasts almost every single night on
At least right now,
VYPE.com.
we got every single night because of basketball, right?
Almost every
Almost
single
every
night.
single night.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because it depends on what school you support, what community you're in.
Absolutely. But we've got a wide array across the state, the Hill Country region, Houston, Dallas. Got a wide array of
We're all over the we're all over the
live
state.
broadcasts throughout the state that are, like we said, most nights. So check that out at VYPE.com. Hand off to Jenkins.
I don't know if
and
I
he
like
gets,
that call right there.
He gets to the 10. I
They're
think
probably
they're
gonna
going to
call
have to call a
timeout, right?
timeout here with 24 seconds left. And they did. Lindale takes a timeout, 24 seconds left. It's a 3rd down and 9.
That's a pretty cool sign right there. Argyle defense. With the
So
first down.
here's my question for you, Scott. 3rd down and 9. Obviously, your play calling can change if you decide beforehand we're going for it on 4th down, right? You can have 2 plays called up, which can change your strategy.
Yeah.
Or are you going to say, we're going to have a 3rd down play. If we don't get it, we're going to kick a field goal?
I think it depends on your kicker. I don't know much about this kicker. If you like your kicker,
So
then I think you go for the.
Well, I'm in the
first
position that
down.
I don't care how good my kicker is. I don't want to be down that many scores going into halftime. Because even if you kick a field goal, you're still down 4 scores.
Right. You know, I don't know why I just thought of this. Is a screenplay a bad call right here? Because they're probably going to be keying
Well,
on Jenkins. And
they
if you-
haven't. So they haven't tried it yet. They have
Right.
not. They have not run a screenplay yet. And
I just don't know if they're too close to the end zone to try a screenplay.
well, I think that it might actually be a pretty good idea because they have been, lackluster sort of blocking up front.
Yeah.
And so I think it's almost easier to disguise a screen because those defensive linemen are used to getting through the gaps.
Right.
They're getting through those gaps. So when they get through those gaps, they don't immediately recognize a screen. No screen. It's a rollout, a pass, caught, did not get the first down. He fumbled.
He was down.
He was down.
Yeah.
So again, caught down inside the 5. It's going to be 4th down, and there's a timeout taken by Lindale. So, I mean, this is just a really tough call.
Man, I'll tell you what, this Tompkins Sci-Fair game, it's rolling. It ain't going quick. I think Tompkins just running the ball. Let's see if we can get this game over with 44-7.
Wow.
That's a lot.
If you'll think back to when we made our picks, I believe that there were a couple of people in this room that picked Tompkins.
Another high five on
And
that
I think
one.
there was one who did not pick Tompkins, a one Mr. Joshua Cook.
Sorry. How's that bus feel that we just ran you over with?
Got him.
Boom. He
So what do
ain't here
you?
to defend himself? He can go in the comment section if he's still watching. But
So what are we thinking here? 4th down and 3. They can get a first down, but have no more timeouts, and there's only 16 seconds left. And the first down that they would get is like at the 2-yard line or something. So you'd almost score a touchdown
It's a
anyways.
score or bus. All right, I'm with you.
Philly special.
Oh,
Yo,
and
I like that.
so you think maybe so just even in that vein, just some sort of trick play maybe.
So far, it seems like they're running attack as their bread and butter.
Yeah.
So Argyle is going to be ready for that. So some type of trickery.
But maybe utilizing that run game.
Jet sweep might be good here.
All right, they got
Uh-oh.
Jenkins, the single man in the backfield with the quarterback. Fires to the end zone. Oh,
no.
He didn't
was
catch
a
it.
good
He
play
had
call.
him. Great play call.
Great play
I
call.
think for Lindale, you had to go for it there.
You had to
because,
go for
like
it,
I said,
absolutely,
Either way,
yes.
you're down by 4 scores.
Absolutely. You're going to be down by 4 scores one way or the other. You absolutely have to go for it. It's a great play call. He's wide open. Quarterback makes the throw, and the receiver just can't make the catch. Had it in both of his hands.
That's a tough catch, but you got to make that
You
one. man.
have to make that
that's-
catch.
I feel for that guy.
Yeah.
That's the same Seekford who had the almost fumble
Yes.
2 plays or 3 plays earlier.
Well, Argyle gets the ball back. 13 seconds left. They have all 3 timeouts, but I mean, they would have to go 95+
If I were
yards.
them, I'd almost just kneel it. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
That's
they're
exactly
doing.
what they're
Victory
going to do.
formation.
They're going to take a knee, and we're going to go to halftime.
Hey,
Whoa.
shout out to producer
Oh,
Josh
that was-
for responding to the comments on the comment section.
That was dangerously close to
Did he almost go in?
That was dangerously close to a safety. Ooh.
Is that
No, the ball has to be. The ball has to be
Oh, yeah.
dangerously close
Why
to
would
a
you
safety.
Do that. Go under center.
I don't know.
That is living life on the edge
Dangerously
right there.
close to a safety. Well, we go to halftime. It is Lindale 0, Argyle 28. So a rough quarter, rough
I'll tell you what,
half.
that second quarter went a lot better for Lindale.
Yes, even with no points, it went much better.
Yes.
But you had to have points there. You had to have points. What do you got, Jim?
Hey, Steven, if you're listening, just call in when you're ready.
Oh, yeah, we're waiting for a call here. Stephen Peters live on the scene at AT&T Stadium.
We're going in.
Go ahead and get you some...
Oh, hello. I can hear myself.
Oh, man, we're going to have... Oh, wow, I was wondering. I was like, how the heck am I going to hear?
This is great. So, let's see. let's do a quick score update from
That's what that
across
score update.
the state of Texas, since we are now at halftime with Argyle. Does it sound different, Josh? No? I mean, like with your headphones? Hey, by the way, how clutch was that of me to have these headphones here? I mean, credit to me, right?
Credit to Scott.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All credit to Scott all the time.
So, third quarter.
Credit to Scott's wife, who's probably the one that made him pack them.
Nope. That was me.
Credit to Scott's wife, though. I mean,
I mean, credit to her for
credit to my
everything.
wife.
Let's see. Okay. I'm going to text Steven.
Go ahead and go down the scores here. 6A, we got North Crowley up 7-0 on Abilene. Allen has taken the lead, 14-9 on South Grand Prairie. A battle here at half. Shadow Creek 21, CE King 14. Austin Westlake leads Smithson Valley 34-0. Clear Falls 16-15 over Westbrook.
That's another score that you like don't hear much in football.
16-15, yeah.
16-15.
We got
I don't know what that sounds like. It sounds like a first quarter basketball score.
yes.
I know it's random, but yeah.
Got San Antonio Johnson up 14-7 on Buda Hayes. At halftime, Round Rock up 13-10 on Spolo Steel. Got Tomball Memorial 22-13 on Oak Ridge. Like we said earlier, Tompkins 44-7 on Cy-Fair. That's in the fourth. Rockwall up 20-15 on DeSoto at half. San Antonio Brennan up 28-0 on Edinburgh Vela at half. Katy Taylor 14-13 on Heights at half.
I'll tell you what, Heights is one of those programs.
That's a surprising score.
They're trending. Kind of like we were talking about Chapel Hill. If you're
Yes.
going to buy stock in a program,
Maybe that one.
I think Houston Heights might be one. They got the quarterback Jalen Morrison over there.
Well, and it
who's-
was a pretty an easy unanimous decision with the three of us earlier.
Yes.
That it was going to be
All right.
Taylor.
We got Stephen Peters calling in live on the scene.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, Steven, how's it going?
Oh man, just enjoying this wonderful 28-0 blowout so far.
Does it feel, because we've been, sitting here saying that the second quarter obviously was much better for Lindale.
Yeah.
Did it feel like maybe they gained something out of that, or is it still just a blowout?
So this is quintessential Argyle. Their MO this whole season has been to get as big of a lead as early as possible. Now, granted, not Arlington Martin versus Louisville last night lead, but they want to step on the neck and go full throttle early on to kind of wear on the team, and then they will kind of slowly but surely allow teams to just get garbage yards or get garbage points, and the score is much closer than it really was. This is that case right now. It's the same thing that happened with Paris a couple weeks ago, happened last week as well. So Lindale's found something in the play action release off the line of the scene, but they've got to stick with it. And Peterson has got to connect on these passes because they're going to ask a lot more of him in the second half, and he's just not having it right now.
Yeah, and obviously there at the end of the half, dropping what would have been a big touchdown. They're going to get the ball at halftime, after halftime, and could have been a huge momentum changer. Do you think there is a reasonable chance that Lindale can get back in the game?
Jenkins has got to get loose, and Peterson has got to connect on these passes. They're there to be had because Argyle is selling out on the run. They're gonna try to stop Jenkins for all they can, and if they can catch them off guard and bust maybe a quick slant or a sluggo or something like that. The opportunities are there. They just haven't cashed them in. Like you said, a score would have been huge there to make it. The bookends, the half times with 2 touchdowns would have even been better. But they have to score to open this third quarter. There's no two ways about it.
You think that's maybe a make or break? If they don't score, then maybe it's just kind of game over.
Yeah, that's the feeling. I mean, I think Argyle, if they have to turn the light switch back on and start hitting them with deep passes or going on these quick outs and everything like that, that they can and they will to preserve this lead.
Does this game feel closer than the game this morning, though? Because that's at least Lindale keeping it relatively
No.
respectable. It has the same kind of feeling?
It doesn't feel closer, but it doesn't feel far behind either. I don't know. That was a weird game because you had such a huge momentum swing when Carthage woke up. This one, you know, a lot of us in the press box, when we do Argyle, got the ball first, we said first play or second play, they're going deep. Lo and behold, they go deep on a 44-yard pass. And that's typical Argyle. They want to start fast and have you with your pants down, basically, and get you down.
Well, it's certainly worked for him. Do you have maybe one or two players that have been kind of your stars of the show thus far?
Tito Bice, obviously, he's got the 4 TDs. I heard you guys talking about it on the show. I've enjoyed the movie theater 3000 or whatever it is you guys got going on over there. It's been fun to listen to.
Thank you.
Also, it's Lancaster, not Lancaster.
Wait, what? Say that again?
So it's Lancaster. Take the kiss in Lancaster, not Lancaster.
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 We got the pronunciation master here.
Thank you.
We needed you here with us, telling us that we were pronouncing these things wrong.
Oh, I'm terrible at Texas sounds. Like if I were to have read Bockyville on the air without hearing it first, I would have said Boxville. So I'm right there with you guys. But I hear Lancaster all the time, so that's why I got to sort of.
Well,
so,
thank you.
Like I said, Tito Bice. No, you're good. Tito Bice has been pretty good. He's had a couple spin cycle plays, obviously the 4 touchdowns. And then the TCU commit, the tight end, his name is drawing a blank right now, but he's been pretty good.
Oh, Jasper
and then
Locke.
obviously the defense. I think the defense as a unit for Argyle has been solid. Just bottling up Jenkins as much as possible. I know a couple of runs have been called back, but I mean they're going after him, and it's just a collective team effort, and that's kind of the Argyle way this year. They don't have the all-stars necessarily, but they have a solid group of players, and hashtag we want Carthage right now. That's what I'm saying.
You know, that's what I was joking about earlier. Is there any way we can get the D1 and D2 champ to play each other for the Supreme 4A champion? I think that's what we need to call
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good with that. We can play it tomorrow. I have nothing going on.
Speaking of, in your estimation, who's the favorite in that game?
I'm gonna give it to Carthage. I'm always defensive first. You know, those who win championships, and they've got talent with, as we talked about earlier, Kip Lewis and the other kid, Brandon King. You know, 4 INTs today. So I'm going defense first, but it would be an entertaining matchup. I think Argyle has the horses to keep up with them in an offensive track meet. I just don't know if the defense is quite there to stop them in key moments.
absolutely. Yeah, and do you think we're pretty right with that? Because it seems like Argyle, they pretty much said, hey, if Lindale beats us, okay, but it's not going to be by Jordan Jenkins. Do you think that's pretty spot on? Because it seems like Argyle is just flying around all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to Todd Rogers in a good minute, but I'm sure if I would have talked with him this week, he probably would have said, yeah, our focus is going to be Jenkins. I mean, he's their bread and butter, and if we lose to the arm of Peterson, then we were had, but we're not going to let Jenkins free and rack up 400 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Well, they've certainly done that just this far. I mean, they have had fantastic team speed, been flying all over the place, and really finding a way to stop Jenkins and have held him very, very well. Obviously, the one big play he had was negated by that holding call, and he really hasn't been able to get going.
Are you sure that was a penalty,
Yeah,
Stephen?
he's at 13 attempts for 46 yards, so that's well below his season average right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you sure that was a holding penalty by that receiver?
Yeah, I heard the clap back. No, it was definitely a hold. The guy turned around and held onto the shoulder pads. It was definitely a hold.
Well, perfect. This is why we had you call in. This is why we talked to you, because we're watching this on TV, but you're there. You're in the stadium.
I'm there.
You're in the atmosphere. Speaking of, how is the atmosphere? How's the crowd?
I will say that the Lindale and Argyle crowd showed out for as many people as they could get in the stadium. It almost feels like a normal UIL state championship game here at the Death Star. I mean, you've got fans socially distanced up to the fourth level, and it feels normal. It feels a little bit more normal than we've had this whole year.
That's great, especially for the smaller towns. You can be socially distant and still kind of bring the whole town, if you will, and still, because Jerry World is so huge. Like I said, the Death Star. Love that nickname. The guys at the ticket call it the Death Star all the time. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Steven, is there anything else we need to know going into the second half?
It's like we talked about earlier. It's make or break for Lindale in this first drive. If they do not score and then they give up any sort of points to Argyle, you can put the church emoji into your feed.
And that's it. Well, Steven, thanks so much for calling in, and great coverage the entire week. I mean,
fantastic.
You've been there since the 1A games all the way to tonight. Fantastic job, man. Been loving it. And
hey, guys,
for the
I
listenership.
do it for Matt. I do it for Matt.
For Matt. He's on vacation right now. We'll let him know.
All right, no, I do it for you guys. I appreciate the shout out and the opportunity to come on, guys. You've been great.
Absolutely. For the listenership and the watchers, go check out Peter's articles on VYPE.com.
Absolutely.
Does great work. And I assume that he'll have a instant reaction article that you can go check out right after the game on VYPE.com. So, Steven, thanks so much for coming on, man. Great coverage the entire week. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Was Steven Peters, the VYPE reporter, live at the Death Star. I really do like that's great.
The Death Star, yeah.
Live at the Death Star at AT&T Stadium at the state championship this evening, and I mean he's got the front row seat. And thank you for coming on, Steven. We appreciate it, and it was good to hear from you and get your insights on the game. So
Absolutely.
we're moving.
Are you familiar with the ticket in Dallas?
I am familiar with it.
You're
I
familiar with
haven't ever spent time. I don't live in Dallas, in case you don't know.
Well, they're on iHeartRadio.
Oh, I
No
don't listen.
plugs.
I don't
Yeah,
listen
the
to the
ticket.
radio.
You don't listen to the radio?
No, nearly never.
Are you a podcast guy?
No, but if I needed a podcast to listen to, Scott, do you have one that you could recommend?
I think I do.
Really?
Well, it depends on your interest.
Well, I'm really interested in sewing. Do you have
Okay.
anything about sewing?
I actually do follow a needlepoint guy
Okay, needlepoint
on
guy.
Instagram. Yeah, he's the
let's
golfer
see.
needlepoint guy.
Let's see, sewing. What else am I?
Because I think I might get in the needlepoint this year.
Ooh.
In 2021. That's my.
That's your resolution
yeah,
is to get
well,
into needlepoint?
I mean, we also bought a spin bike for the
Ooh.
house.
There you go.
Yeah,
I have a
so-
stationary bike in my house.
stationary bike. Yeah, it's not a Peloton, but we have the Peloton app, so we do that.
Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, they're showing highlights of Cypher and Tompkins now, and yikes.
Speaking of highlights, do we want to give Josh a call and see if he can fill us in on what's going on?
Yeah,
Maybe, yeah. Let's see if we
give
can
Josh
get a call on Josh and see if he can fill us up on the area scores. We'll tell
Real
you what,
quick,
Scott.
2021, we're spinning and stitching. That's my
Spinning and stitching.
yeah.
See if we can get.
I don't know if
Josh
he's
Cook on
expecting
the
a call or
line.
not. He's on TweetDeck right now, probably just scouring the Twittersphere.
slamming the like button.
Slamming the like and retweet button.
It's ringing.
It's a very tense moment here on the live show. I guess we'll see if Josh can give us
Presley
a call.
Cook is watching from Paris. Is that Paris, Texas?
It's got to
or
be Paris,
France?
Texas, right?
Presley, let us know if you're from Paris, France, or Paris.
He must,
Bonjour,
he must be
Presley.
he must be deep into the action right now.
Yes.
Oh,
Bonjour, Presley. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Well, I'll tell you what, Scott. I do need a recommendation for a podcast, and you know what I've really started to love?
What's that?
Golf.
For all your golf podcast recommendations, you can go follow the 3 Under Par podcast.
That's interesting. Where can I find them
think
at?
They're everywhere that
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
You
but
can find them at Redacted.
You can find them anywhere where you get your usual podcast.
Spotify,
Spotify,
Apple, YouTube.
Stitcher, and they're on YouTube as well. Oh, we can take them.
Oh, we
off.
can take our headphones off. Let's get my head hot.
Thank you.
If
Josh
we get
calls,
another
we'll come.
call,
We'll put 'em
we'll
back
get them back on.
Yes. No. Yeah. 3 Under Par pod.
That sounds good. I'll have to check that out. 300 Par Pod.
Yeah, it's hosted by yours truly.
Oh,
Shameless
yours
plug.
truly. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I hope Shane doesn't get mad. Remember, you're the best boss, Shane.
You're the best boss, Shane.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So the ticket, they call it the Death Star, and it's hilarious and it's great.
That's a great name. That's a great name. So speaking of, they call it the Death Star.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and come up with a I mean, we have a name for Minute Maid, right? The juice box.
The juice box.
The juiced box.
Yikes. Well,
because they hit home runs. Not because they're
I thought you were trying to make like
no. Let's calm down. It's because they hit home runs.
Calling.
Oh, we've got Josh Cook on the line. Let's get let's get with Josh Cook and we'll get some area updates.
What's going on,
Hey,
guys?
Josh, how's it going?
Josh, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just kind of sitting back, enjoying Friday night game, kind of tracking them across the city. Some big time scores tonight, guys.
That's why we're calling. We're on the phone with Joshua Cook, VYPE media reporter in the Houston area. Josh, how's that Cy-Fair Tompkins predictions treating you?
It's treating me about as well as your Gilmer prediction.
Okay, just for the record, I picked Gilmer just to be different than y'all.
Well, you still picked them.
All right, fair enough. You were actually sold on Cy-Fair though. You're like LJ Johnson, dude. He's got this. Cy-Fair.
Well, he hasn't played tonight. He hasn't played, according to reports that are coming out of the game.
Oh my
Johnson
goodness!
has not played one snap.
What?
Of this
Wow.
game.
Does that?
Can we get Tommy Yarge to confirm that?
Do we have any?
I might have to text him.
Is there any information as to why, or just that he hasn't played?
No information that I've found as to why, but
wow. I mean, that's certainly a pretty big development.
Yeah, I mean, not having LJ Johnson is a big thing.
Well, it looks like Tompkins just scored again, 51-21.
Tompkins up big. So
ouch.
Wow. This is gonna set up the big game next week, guys. Christmas Eve day. Katie Tompkins taking on North Shore in a Region 3 6A semifinal.
Exciting.
Demetrius Davis signed to Auburn, taking on Jalen Miller, signed to Alabama. So we get a slight preview of Iron Bowl 2023.
Well,
I guess.
You mentioned that earlier on the live show.
We got to get a story on VYPE.com about that.
Absolutely. You mentioned that earlier on the live show.
Ask Matt to write it.
Oh, Matt would definitely write it. Matt would definitely write it. I think that's definitely a Matt Malatesta style story.
Absolutely.
So.
I think we I did think we touched on it earlier, but if that is the matchup, if it's Tompkins North Shore next week, do you think that it could be a competitive game?
Oh, I think it'll very much be a competitive game. I think this will be a big test because I think Tompkins is riding high this season. I think they feel like after they beat Katy, like we said earlier today, I think after they beat Katy this season, I think that gave them so much confidence and so much momentum this year. They went on to win the district. They're now taking it to a very good Cy-Fair team. I think that's going to be a close game. It's going to be a very good game. This North Shore defense is going to be tested. They're very much going to be tested against Tompkins and Jalen Milrow, Marquis Shoulders. But here's the thing about what Tompkins has done tonight. If you're following, along with Tommy Yarsh's updates, they had 3 straight defensive touchdowns, 2 scoop and scores on fumbles, and then a pick 6. So
Wow.
the defense scored 21 of the 51 points tonight, and that's what really blew it wide open there right before halftime.
Wow.
And
which obviously, I mean, if they're going to be competitive against a team like North Shore with the offensive, explosion that they can be, I mean, they're going to have to play that kind of defense. They're going to have to play a kind of defense that can get stops and more importantly, maybe can get turnovers and maybe even score points.
Yeah, I mean, defensive scoring is going to be huge. I mean, you look at last night, North Shore had a pick 6 in that game. Tonight, Tompkins has 3 touchdowns off of scores. You think about the game earlier today, Carthage. They had 2 pick 6s in that game as well by the eventual defensive MVP. So yeah, I mean that's a big one. And then to kind of give you kind of a rundown of other scores, I know y'all been doing
Please.
a great job of going through the scores.
Thank you.
Tonight. But some more scores from around the area. Getting an update from the Atascocita game from our own Karen Fernandez, 21-3 Atascocita on top of Pearland at the end of the third quarter. So Atascocita a quarter away from getting back to the regional
I'm sorry,
semifinal.
David.
Hey, look, I knew it was a possibility, and that's okay. That's okay.
It's okay. David will be fine. It's just a hard week for Pearland fans right now. Dawson and Pearland looking to be knocked out in the playoffs in the same week. So.
Hey, Shadow Creek doing great, up by 14 on CE King in the third.
Yeah, and they were only up by a touchdown at the half. So CE King, I said earlier, I didn't think CE King was going to win this game, but they were going to push Shadow Creek, and so it's been a very good game. Very good game there. Fort Bend Marshall up by 2 touchdowns on Montgomery with 7:36 to go in the third quarter of that one. Fort Bend Hightower putting it on Pflugerville Hendrickson right now, 27-7 at the half.
Mention
Surprising.
that
So
one.
Hightower, with this win, if they can hold on and win this game, they would improve to 5-4 on the season. So they would be above 500 going into the third week of the playoffs.
Wow, getting to above 500 going into the third week of the playoffs. That's just kind of ridiculous.
Another one, our Matt Reese is at this one. Westfield up on Klein Kane 26-9. And at one point, Klein Kane led in that game 9-6. So 20 unanswered points by Westfield. So Westfield flexing its muscles there in that game. And, Westfield's a team that doesn't get talked about a lot in the Houston area because they're in Region 2. And they're kind of that team that always makes deep runs in the playoffs. I mean, they win 10 games a year pretty often. They're a very well-coached team. So Westfield taking care of business. Spring is up on Klein Oak 17-7 as they start the third quarter. It's a very close game, so Klein Oak can still win that game. Only down by 10 to Spring, but we'll see how the second half goes. Katy just demolishing Lamar, 53 to nothing.
Really putting it on them.
Ouch.
Jalen Davis and Seth Davis have put on a show tonight for Katy. Both of them now have surpassed 1,000 yards each on the season. So the Davis brothers have combined 2,000 plus yards rushing this year, and really that's what they're going to need out of that duo this postseason. And I know y'all were. I was listening to the show earlier, watching it earlier. Y'all were talking about Katy and being in Division 2 and stuff like that, and how you think they want to be in Division 1. And yeah, I think here's the thing about Katy. I think legacy-wise, I think they want to win that Division 1 state championship again. I think they want to get back up there and win it. But if you look at the last few state championships they've won, they've done it in Division 2 because in 2015 they did in Division 2. Before that, I think back in 13 or 12, 2012 was the one before that. They did in Division 2. Well, that year, a lot of talk those years was if Katy was Division 1, could they have won those titles because of Allen? Because at that time, you had Kyler Murray at Allen.
Sure.
Right.
And Katy never beat Allen with Kyler Murray because they were always Division 2. So that was always kind of the question there. But so the last couple titles that Katy's won has been in Division 2. So when they dropped down to Division 2 this year because Seven Lakes had made the playoffs, it's very interesting because people kind of thought, okay, maybe this is a chance for Katy to go win that 9th state championship to tie Aledo and Richland Springs for the most in Texas high school football history. So
And Carthage.
they're definitely moving on.
No, Carthage.
And in Carthage now.
Oh, in
No,
Carthage.
they're
yeah.
8. I'm sorry.
Well, Carthage is at 8.
They're
No,
at 8.
you're
Yeah,
right. My
you're
bad.
right.
My bad.
Yeah, so
My bad.
Katy rolling, Shadow Creek up by 2 touchdowns. Katy Taylor. Hey man, Houston Heights is playing some good football.
Great
They're
game.
only down by a point.
Great close
going into the
game.
fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
Here's how about this one? Clear Falls, the Knights up 33-15.
Yikes. Beaumont Westbrook
Beaumont
was just
Westbrook.
winning
29 to
that.
go in the third quarter.
What happened? They were just winning.
All right.
Clear
I don't know.
Falls.
Oh, see, King
Yeah,
just
so
scored.
Yeah, so Clear Falls up in that one. So yeah, I mean this is up to the second. Spring Lions taking a 24-7 lead now, so they got a touchdown coming out of the third quarter. Looks like Klein Kane fighting back now. They're down 26-16 to Westfield. Yeah, like you said, C. King just scored. They're down by a touchdown. Katy Taylor just scored a touchdown. They're up by 8 now over Houston Heights with 10:03 to go in the game. Going to the fourth quarter. Yeah, Tascasilla leads Pearland 21-3. So tons
Perfect.
of scores rolling in through the night. A few thoughts. Tompkins looking dominant. Excited to see them play North Shore next week. Fort Bend Marshall taking care of business like they usually do. Katy looking dominant. Shadow Creek, Sea King game. That'll be a fun one to watch to the finish. Katie Taylor, Houston Heights. And, man, yeah, Clear Falls is starting to double it up on Westbrook, up 39-15 right now. So Beaumont Westbrook about to bow out of the playoffs, and Clear Falls about to jump into the third round of the Texas High School football playoffs. So
That's great.
Well, thanks for coming on, Josh, and giving us some updates. We'll certainly keep our eyes on the scores. The game's about to kick off in the second half. Real quick, what do you think about this game? Have you been watching? You think Lindale can come back?
I don't think so. I think Argyle's got it. Argyle looks pretty.
I think that's been the consensus
dominant,
here
so.
as well. So, Josh, we thank you for calling in. We appreciate it. We'll keep our eyes on those scores. Everybody, make sure that you're paying attention to the VYPE Media Twitter account at VYPE Houston on Twitter. That's where Josh is going to be camped out for the rest of the night, making sure that everybody gets updated on their scores. Josh, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And hey, be sure to also visit VYPE.com later tonight. We'll have a complete VYPE Houston Playoff Central article that will go up with all the scores and also matchups for next week's regional semifinals, all in one article on VYPE.com later tonight.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Thank you, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a fun night.
Thank you. All right, that was Josh Cook, VYPE Media reporter here in Houston, taking care of the scores, making sure we stay updated, making sure you stay updated. And we've just kicked off. Mike can't hear anything now.
I can hear anything.
It's
Are
very
you good?
strange.
I got to make a call.
Yeah,
real quick.
you go make a call.
Okay.
Big
We'll be back,
pass
party
there
people.
by Lindale opening up. They got the kick to start off the opening of the second half. And an immediate pass and catch. And, like Stephen Peters said when we talked to him at halftime, it's going to be important that they try and utilize maybe short passes, maybe the play action game. They cannot rely on Jenkins. They cannot rely on him maybe to be that workhorse that they normally have throughout the playoffs because, like we've said, Argyle is really dialed in to what Lindale wants to do with that route. So they're going to have to find unique ways to either get him the ball or maybe even preferably to get somebody else the ball. So we're going to see what happens here as the second half unfolds. Scott stepping out for a call. Oh, big fumble. Oh, but Lindale gets back on it. A problem at the mesh point there between the quarterback, Peterson, and Jenkins. Ball hits the turf, but recovered by Lindale. Oh man, that could have been costly. Josh, what do you think about that one? Could have been costly.
Well, I mean, that's costly in of itself because now it's third and long, and you need a score on this drive right here.
Absolutely, we said that. Trying to go deep, nobody's open, just throwing it to the middle of the field and batted away. Oh, but they get a flag. That is possibly huge.
That's after Argyle. You had it.
Yeah. Well, and, no guarantee it's going to be, defensive pass interference, but certainly that's what it would appear to be. And he did. It looked like he was a little early. I mean, we'll see what happens here. But, again, it is pass interference, so it's going to be first down for Lindale. The consensus has been here, Lindale has to score on this drive.
100%, and they just got a gift right there.
And a touchdown.
Yeah.
It has to be a touchdown. I mean, 3 points is not, making it a 25-point game is not going to do it.
Maybe if this was still the first half, but
right. But it certainly is not. Oh, great defense by Argyle, just swarming to the receivers, getting their hands up in the passing lanes and batting balls away. This one batted away by Argyle, number 13. And that is going to be Caleb Murdoch, the senior. Great pass defense by Argyle thus far.
That's really been in this whole game, being at the right place to tip it away.
Right place at the right time. You saw the play where they threw it into the end zone on the little fade route. And again, that was a pass that was broken up by the Argyle defense. They have been, like you said, in the right place at the right time, very opportunistic by the Argyle defense to shut down this Lindale passing attack.
Well, here we go again, another big third down.
Big third down.
You'd think Jenkins would be involved, but let's see what they do here.
It is a fake and just an ill-timed thing.
And
Another
again,
flag.
That one was a little late,
That
but
one was very late. That seems so. It just seems very strange that it would be that late.
You want the last cheese?
No, I'm good. You have the last piece of cheese.
You want the last cheese?
Once again, shout out to executive producer Bull. Another pass interference. And Lindale's going to get another first down. Shout out executive producer Bull for the pizza. That was fantastic. Clutch pizza.
Redacted pizza.
from Redacted.
Yeah.
Look, if you want to be the pizza sponsor of VYPE.
Yeah, we are waiting for you. We're waiting for your calls.
Exactly. Right.
That's what we should do for the next watch party. We should have a call line. Lindale on first down, making the play.
Here you go, and
Well, they've been this close before, and they didn't score.
And yes, the penalties have helped them on this drive, but
Yes.
this is how if you want to get back in the game,
You have to take
this is what you
advantage
need right here.
of when the other team gets penalized. You have to take full advantage of every mistake they give you. Every single mistake, you have to take full advantage of that.
Here you go, prediction time, David. Do they score on this drive?
Yes. Here's Jenkins. Well, that's a great run by Jenkins.
He is just
It's runs like that show you why he has nearly 3,000 rushing yards this season. That is absolutely ridiculous. He has been a force, and it's just he gets tripped up as he gets to the line of scrimmage and just puts his hand down and fights for every inch.
Here you go, a little Houston game update after this play right here.
Jordan Jenkins finding his way, picking up 2.
So we got Tompkins versus North Shore official Christmas Eve day at Legacy Stadium, 1 p.m.
Oh, Christmas. Oh, I heard Christmas Eve day and in my mind heard Christmas Day. I was like, that's an interesting choice that they're going to play on Christmas. A happy birthday, Merry Christmas to us. Wow, he scored 23 of his 54 touchdowns in the playoffs. That's fairly ridiculous. Quarterback keeper, he's there. Touchdown, Lindale. Finally on the board.
That's what they needed.
Exactly what they needed.
Now they're going to be looking back at that fourth down play in the first half of that missed conversion there.
Yeah,
right now it could be
It
could be 14.
28-14, exactly. Well, got to kick the PAT. No telling what can happen here. Kicking is a very different part of football, but it's up and it's good. So 28-7, a 21-point deficit now. Again, they overcame a 21-point deficit a week ago against Austin LBJ. So, I mean, we're going to have to see what happens here. Let's get a little update from the comments here from Scotty T. What do we got? Oh, we're good, apparently. Never mind.
We're good. Yeah, to your point, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Lindale. That's what they needed.
Yep.
They needed to put points on the board. Yes, they might look back on that end of the first half and be like, gosh, we'd be like so much better shape if we had more points on the board,
But
honestly.
they have an opportunity to just keep going. I mean, I understand Argyle hasn't had the ball yet in the second half, and I'm sure they're going to come out, and now Argyle knows that, okay, well, they're in it. They came to play in the second half, so we're going to have to come to play too. I think that you may see them come back straight with a score. I think that, like Stephen Peters said, they like to score fast. They like to go deep. I think you may see a shot here on one of the first couple of plays from Argyle, try and answer immediately and just take that momentum straight away.
But the tough task for Lindale is going to be stopping him on defense consistently. Because now you're down 21, less than 2 quarters to play. Every possession that Argyle adds to their lead is less time for Lindale to make any type of comeback.
It feels like Lindale has to play a almost flawless second half.
Yes. Well, they dug
Against a
themselves
team like
into
Argyle.
and they dug
Which they
themselves
did
in-
last week against LBJ.
And they did that the week before and the week before that
Right.
too. So like Lindale's they're used to doing this.
Again, they are no stranger to the comeback. They have had to do this throughout the playoffs, and obviously,
Call it a comeback.
I mean, 9 minutes left in the third quarter, a fourth quarter. I mean, they have the ability to come back. It is a question of can they come back? So we'll have to see what happens here. And now it goes back to their defense. I do not want some skills, but thank you. I appreciate that. We're showing the two Eagles.
Which one's got the better design?
Which one's got the better design?
I got Lindale.
Oh, man, I'm going to have to go Argyle there. I'm going to have to go Argyle.
What's on top of his beak, though?
It's the little thing. Eagles have that. I don't know what it's
I
called.
gotta say, that's one I'm not a big fan of.
You what?
I wasn't a big fan
If you're
of
watching the game along with us, let us know in the comments who's got
let
the
us
better
know who's
mascot
got the better
design.
mascot.
Just purely based off design. We're not judging them off of like their mascot abilities. You know, like the Oregon Duck has a pretty good mascot abilities with all the push-ups that they do.
Exactly.
But just purely based off aesthetic looks.
Maybe at the Ultimate Championship weekend, whenever we have all of the...
Lindale, huh? Brother Burr 1 says Lindale. I agree, man. I agree.
At the Ultimate Championship weekend, when 6A is playing 1A, right? We have the ridiculous Ultimate Championship games.
We should do a mascot bracket.
We have a mascot game.
Oh.
We get all the mascots, and we split them up, and we let them play.
What was that? Was it the old Heisman House commercials that was brought in the mascots?
There is a what is it? There's a redacted company that there's some no, it's not. It's I can't remember. There's some company that does that though.
I feel like Skittles was probably not a good idea. These take way too long to chew. I'm sorry for the listenership out there. I'm not mumbling my words. Should have gotten like another sort of chocolate bar. Or
something soft.
Yeah, not just like I feel like I'm going.
All right, Lindale on the move here, handing it off. Another big run. There's the man again, Tito Bice, running back.
Are they out? What happened to the power?
Whoa.
Was it the Super Bowl?
Yes.
That when the lights went out?
Yes.
Which one was that?
That was the 49ers and the Ravens.
Sure.
Yes. Right? 49ers Ravens?
Was it 49ers Ravens or was that
I'm pretty sure
for
it was,
some reason I was thinking
No,
the Falcons and the Patriots.
No, it was the 49ers Ravens because the 49ers were ahead at that point. They had taken pretty well control of that game, and then
that's right.
Steven's got to watch the game like a. You can't watch it on the big screen anymore.
You can't watch it on that screen the size of Texas anymore. Oh, what a grab.
Snag.
What a grab. Number 5, Cole Kirkpatrick, the senior. What a move. He went straight, went up and then cut towards the inside of the field. He high points the ball as he's being hit.
Over the defender.
And makes an incredible catch. And these are the types of plays that is why Argyle is up 28-7. I mean, this is.
Oh yeah.
I said this to begin. The team speed of Argyle has been so impressive. Here's a handoff to Tito Bison. They get him in the backfield. Big tackle for loss there by Lindale.
Levi Norton, sophomore, on the tackle there. Yeah, that was big because there wasn't many people behind him, or they're all being blocked. So
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that the team speed for Argyle has, I mean, again, it's the reason it's 28-7. It's been very, very impressive.
Hey, we got over 51 people tuning into this live stream right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Who's watching
50
this stream.
people. That was a
shake and bake.
interesting spin move to spin.
Was that necessary?
No, it was not.
I didn't think so.
Hey, but you know what?
It looked good,
Sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you just got to be like, spin. I'm going to spin. You just got to throw it at him.
What?
You just got to throw it and say, hey, look, I have this in my bag. You better be careful. Thank you. If you're watching right now on the VYPE YouTube page, first of all, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. We've got great video content. We got interviews with coaches and athletes. We've got highlights. We've got preseason previews. We've got post games. We've got all sorts of video content, and it's all great. And it's always there live on the VYPE YouTube page. Big run for Tito Bice. Got another first down. That's a third down. 3rd and 13.
Yeah.
And a hard run for a first down. It's been incredible. But make sure you consider subscribing. We've got lots of great content. We're going to have another great watch party for you coming up for the 5A, 6A state championships. If you've enjoyed this one, make sure to join us for that. But thank you for joining us. We're having a great time watching the game. We hope you're having a great time watching the
Did
game.
he just hurdle everybody?
I
right
think
there?
he did.
Wow.
I think he just hurdled
Nice.
like the pile.
I'm enjoying these Skittles way too much. I'm just throwing that out there.
Not sponsored.
You know what? Eminem Mars can.
Yeah, if Skittles
There you
wants
go.
to, if Skittles wants to come sponsor us.
Thank you, Eminem Mars. No free ads, but my bad.
All we request is 1 bag of Skittles.
Just give me one bag.
One
Is that
bag.
Too much.
One bag. Wide open. Oh, there's a flag down.
Flag.
But it was a pass to Jasper Lott, the senior tight end.
Who's committed to TCU apparently?
TCU, that is what Stephen Peters told us. But it looks like it's going to come back. I don't know if it was possibly a false start or the flag was very early. Maybe, it may have been an offside on Lindale. We'll have to see what happens here. But
I saw him almost make the personal foul, so maybe he's saying if he wants it on the extra point or the kickoff, maybe.
gotcha.
It's like I know what I'm
Yep.
talking about.
And it was a personal foul on the defense. So that play's going to stand, and Argyle back up to a
Hey,
four-score
Tasso stand for?
lead. What's that?
What does TASO stand for? Texas Association. Something officials.
I don't know. That would be my guess. You have Google right there.
Jerk.
The power of Google. Not sponsored.
Texas Association of Sports Officials.
There you go.
I thought it was football specific, but apparently we don't want to. We want to include everybody here.
So now, Argyle just scoring again, 35-7.
Yep. 28
Just
point
what we
game
said
again.
that Lindale can't have happen.
Well, and something that seemed like it was almost inevitable. I mean, the way Argyle wants to play, they want to play fast, they want to play furious. And, yeah, I mean, look, again, we at least now we've seen Lindale put the ball into the end zone. We know that their defense can stop them. We know that's a possibility. And now we've seen their offense put the ball in the end zone. So, again, is it likely they come back? No. But is it possible? Sure.
I'm about to get a big sugar rush from the Skittles.
From the
and
Skittles?
Dr. Pepper. South Grand Prairie still up on Allen. Abilene is taking the lead against North Crowley, 12-7.
Wow, they've been down for almost the whole game. Shadow
San
Creek up
Antonio
7.
Johnson is up on Buda Hayes, consolidated 21-14. Tomba Memorial running away against Oak Ridge, 49-13. Round Rock is up against Cibolo Steel, 19-16 in the fourth quarter. Final, Tompkins 51, Cy-Fair 28.
Ooh.
Rockwall is beating DeSoto 27-15 in the third quarter.
Big night for the Rockwall schools.
Wow. Katie Taylor is taking a 2-score lead, 28-13 against Houston Heights. San Antonio Brennan advances against Edinburgh Vela. Vela?
Vela? I don't know.
28-3.
Someone in the comments can tell us. Peters can call back and tell us how
Yeah.
we're saying that wrong.
Peters, let me know. Spring is up 24-14 against Klein Oak. Westfield is up double 35-16 against Klein Kane. Let's see. Mission and Laredo United South are tied at 28 in the fourth quarter. Rockwall Heath is up against Temple 35-21. That is the 6A
Telling you.
rundown.
Yo, sleeping on Heath.
I was sleeping on Heath. I
Telling
picked
you.
Temple in that game. Let's see, in the 5A, Denton Ryan up big against College Station. Manville's up 31-21 against Dripping Springs. Fort Bend Hightower 34-14. Wow, good for them. Frisco Lone Star up against Magnolia. San Antonio Southwest beat Wesco East 32-15. Longview is up 35-7 against Lancaster. Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Is that the same way as like Lancaster?
Lancaster.
Anyway,
Don't make Steven call in and correct you
he'll
again.
call me.
He'll call back.
I don't want
and
to
he'll
get
tell us
yelled
how
at.
we're
I don't
saying
want to
it
get yelled
wrong.
at again.
He didn't yell.
I
He was
know,
very nice.
He was very nice about it. I was funny. Hey, you don't know what you don't know what you don't know. We got a nail biter at the 5A level. Mansfield Timberview versus Ennis.
7-point game.
Mansfield just took the lead, 35-28, fourth quarter. Mansfield Timberview, excuse me, against Ennis. And Mission Pioneers up against Marble Falls, 34-30.
An onside kick attempted here But a good job there to hold on to the
ready for
ball. They were. It did look like they were ready for that.
It's good coaching.
This is Argyle just refusing to take their foot off the gas. They do not for 1 second want to give Lindale any room to breathe. They attempt the onside kick there. Obviously, they don't get it. But, I mean, if you're Argyle, you go for that knowing that you have your defense. I mean, you've allowed one touchdown all night. It was recently, but you've allowed one touchdown all night. You feel confident enough to go for that onside kick.
You're still feeling good.
Oh, absolutely. No, you're not feeling anything but good. Yeah, only good. Did you want to let up that touchdown? No, absolutely not. But you're feeling great. Hand off to Jenkins, and they string him
They're
outside.
just keying on him so hard.
Well, and they're just they are winning the line of scrimmage. They're able to string all of the runs out to the sideline, and then by the time Jenkins gets out there, there's just nowhere for him to go but out of bounds.
Well, I don't know if y'all said this, but I mean, the reason they probably went for the onside kick is because where they kicked the ball off because of that personal foul on the touchdown.
It's true. They had such an advantage on, if they didn't get it.
What kind of defense is Argyle running?
Oh, great job again by this Argyle defensive back group. They just are flying all over the place. They are finding it just seems right now that Argyle knows exactly where the ball's going to go before it's thrown, and they go and they get there and they're there to bat it down or to have a chance at intercepting it. But the Lindale receivers just cannot catch the ball because the ball's not getting anywhere near their hands for the most part.
Run left.
There's a Jenkins run, big, heavy run. Gained 9 yards on that one. Gets a big first down. This is what Jenkins can do if he just gets just a little bit of help. Even on that, the O-line for Lindale was pretty well overpowered, but
yeah,
if he just gets just a little bit of space, just a step, he's got a chance to go for some pretty big yardage. 19 carries, 67 yards thus far tonight, but nowhere near his season average. Lindale going to throw the ball, and even on that pass play, check down guy, and not only the check down guy, but he catches it and then steps out of bounds and loses a yard.
Let's see.
Just everyone covered up on the back end. And the other problem, too, for Lindale is they cannot have any routes being run by receivers that aren't quick. So because they can't win at the line of scrimmage, all of their routes have to be pretty short
and quick.
And because of that, you can keep all your defensive backs in pretty close to the line. It helps defend against the run, and it makes it where they're not having to sprint with receivers down the field every single play and try and defend against, deep posts and stuff like that. So a great job by Argyle, setting themselves up really well by winning the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, definitely. Good takes.
3rd and 5. They're going to go to Jenkins again. He's just got no room. He makes something out of nothing. He had no room on that. And he still picks up 8 yards and a first down. And this may be this may be the sign of maybe a tired Argyle defense.
Nah, I don't think so. I think Jenkins is just that good. I don't think Argyle's getting tired.
I don't. I
don't think he's wearing him down enough.
Maybe.
Could be wrong, but
that's a blown play.
That's not good.
Well, Jenkins went over, and I think there was a miscommunication because Jenkins went over maybe looking like he was going to get a shovel pass or something, and the quarterback just had no blocks and decided to run the ball.
Final, Katie Taylor beats Heights 28-13.
Well, it ended up being, maybe not as...
Apparently Trevor Woods had an interception. And Bryce Foster.
If I just saw that correctly, Bryce Foster came in at defensive tackle and had a strip sack. The big man, the 5-star offensive lineman.
The recent Aggie
committing this morning to Texas A&M.
How pumped were you when you...
When I woke up...
I don't want to go down this road.
When I woke up this morning and saw that Bryce Foster had committed to Texas A&M, let me just tell you that I was pleased. I was quite pleased. That's all I have to say about it. We've had a good couple of days. Big play down the field. He got him. Touchdown.
Wow. Where's this been all game?
Great play. We'll have to see what happened to the Argyle defense on that one. But number 3 again, Jacob Seekford catching that. The quarterback feeding it through, double coverage and really tight coverage down the field. Sam Peterson.
Oh, the pump fake, you bet.
Fantastic play by Lindale. Back within 3 scores.
But is it too little too late with the time left?
I'm not saying it's too little too late.
Potentially.
I'm not saying it because they are averaging, 3 minutes a drive. There's still, almost 15 minutes left total in the game. And obviously it's going to take quick stops by their defense. So if their defense can't get quick stops, then it doesn't matter how fast their offensive scores because Argyle's just going to hold the ball and that's going to be game over. But if their defense can get some quick stops, then obviously they're going to have plenty of time. It's still a long road, still a big mountain to climb for Lindale, but they're not going away. They're not just fading away as it looked like they might. I mean, it looked like going into halftime that they might.
This is a team that has been down for the last 3 playoff games.
Yep.
Big,
Going into
dude.
halftime.
It's not like they've been down a little bit. They've been down by 3 touchdowns beforehand.
Right. Into
They're
half.
used to it.
Going into half, they were down, but I mean that's
correct.
Being down 21-0 in the first quarter is one thing. Being down by 21 going into halftime, I mean that is a completely different story. So, I mean, obviously now it's a 21-point game, still 3 scores, but if Lindale could get a stop on defense here, and then a score, you just never know because if they could
scored the cut delete to 27-3 against Rockwell.
Wow.
I'm on TweetDeck now. TweetDeck's an amazing thing.
Shout out TweetDeck.
Shout out to TweetDeck. Let's see. Oh. All right. Westbrook is trying to make it a game, 39-29 against Clear Falls.
Come on, Westbrook. We picked you. You picked what, right?
I picked
We
Westbrook.
both picked
Yeah,
Westbrook?
we both did. I just didn't know much about Clear Falls.
By the way, TweetDeck not sponsored.
What?
He said TweetDeck not sponsored.
Sorry.
We got a final. Atascocita beating Pearland 21-6.
I'm sorry that you're
Rough night.
Pearland.
Rough night for my Oilers, but
the Oilers.
But hey, I picked Atascocita, so I still come out ahead.
You did.
I did pick
You did.
Atascocita.
I respect that.
So
That was good objective journalism.
it was. It absolutely was. I can, sometimes I can be objective. Sometimes, occasionally.
I can't. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Man, 57 people are on the stream now. Thank you so much for everybody who's tuning in. If you just joined us, I'm Scott Terrell, joined by David Francis. We are live streaming the Argyle Lindale game, and most importantly,
My chopped liver over here.
producer Josh, aka
Producer
Whack,
extraordinaire.
Josh Dove, the man behind the camera, making all this happen. And also shout out to Shane being the best boss.
The best
here
boss.
at VYPE Media.
Thanks for Bull for the pizza.
Correct? Not a sponsored pizza. Look, we're calling this the watch party. We're just watching the game like you're probably watching it at home or hopefully watching it at home.
Yeah.
With
Hanging
your friends.
out, shooting the
Just hanging
breeze,
out.
talking about football, we talked about all sorts of stuff today.
That's right.
Talking
We've been
about
covering a lot of different subjects.
a lot of UIL sports, a lot of just different thoughts, and we hope you like this kind of style of stream. And we enjoy doing it. It's been a fun day.
If you like it, let us know in the comment section because
Absolutely.
Oh,
Big
man,
run, big run by Tito Bice.
nice. Yeah, he's a downhill.
He's
runner right there.
been.
We
killing
would
it.
show the game, but of course there's copyright and licensing issues, so that's why you just see Scott and David's faces.
Right. Josh has done a phenomenal job with the score ticker, though.
Yeah,
Right below.
absolutely. Check out
Let's see,
the
is that
score
right?
ticker. Big pass, got his man, touchdown.
Oh, Kobe! R.I.P. Wow, what a pass!
What a pass! And again, this is exactly what we've talked about again and again and again. This is Argyle. This is what Peters told us. This is what they want to do. They want to just step on the gas pedal and never let off. And they see an opportunity. They go deep. corners beat, and all of a sudden, again, a 4-score game. That's got to be it, right? A 4-score game. It's going to the end of the third quarter here now, and that's a minute 30 left to play in the third. That's got to be it, right?
I don't want to say no.
Even
though I did.
You picked Argyle.
Picked Argyle to
I
win,
picked
so
I picked Lindale,
Lindale.
and I'm saying it's over.
You know what was the same score as this?
What?
The game this morning. It was literally 42-14 at one point.
At one point. The difference.
That was at the second quarter.
The difference
Not
is
the
that
end of
this
the
is
third.
probably not going to reach 70-14.
Yeah, I don't see Argyle putting up 70.
Well, I don't see Lindale. I see Lindale maybe scoring again.
I could see Lindale scoring 2 more times.
I could see him
I could
scoring
see
at
Argyle
least.
scoring
I
3
could
more
see
times.
Lindale scoring at least once more.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, like it's hard to say that it's over because it is Texas high school football, but Argyle is just looking very dominant right now.
Yes.
Well,
I mean,
at a
very
certain
dominant.
point, time is the factor, right?
Yes.
You have those crazy, like the game in the 90s where they onside kicked it like 4 times in a row and got it, and then and stuff like that to come back. But
Yeah,
I just don't see it happening here.
Manuel Garcia chimed in the comment section. He said if Lindale was playing like this in the first half, the game would be closer. And
Absolutely.
I 100% agree.
Yes.
Lindale didn't seem like completely flat-footed, but they were not ready to play.
They
It was too
just
many mental errors.
well, and it wasn't even necessarily a mental error. It was just
Well,
it was
I think 2 things that cost them 14 points right there, which they would love
Well,
if they had gotten those 14 points back and scored at the end of
Well,
the first half.
yes.
That's a 21-point
The-
swing,
the-
and we got a ball game.
the kickoff. Obviously, a huge
Well,
mistake.
I'm thinking about the offsides on 4th and 5.
Well, but then also the kickoff, a huge mistake.
So those are the 2 mental mistakes I was
But
thinking.
also dropping the ball in the end zone on
Right.
4th down with a chance
That's a
to make
21-point
it
swing.
with a chance to make it a 14-point game going into halftime. And I don't think we can understate. I don't think we can overstate the importance of maybe catching that ball. You catch that ball, it's a 21-7 game going into
How
half.
much more confident are you feeling though if it's 21-42 instead of 14-42? Like, at that point, is there that big of a difference?
Well, okay, but so imagine that because they scored on their first possession after halftime. Imagine they catch that pass. They go in to halftime, they're feeling good. They come out, they catch it, they score a touchdown, they're feeling good, and it's 21-14 at that point. It's 21-14. That's a whole new
Right.
ball game. But obviously that doesn't happen. They go into halftime. It's 20.
Faked out
a
the
fake!
cameraman.
Oh my goodness!
Hey-o.
Wow, what a fake by the quarterback. Faked
Nice.
out everybody. But I mean, yeah, obviously that was huge. That was a huge turning point where they just weren't able to get anything going. And here again, I mean, Jenkins falling down on second down, making it 3rd down and longer. It's gonna be 3rd down and kind of middle, 4 as we near the end of the third quarter.
Timberview is up by 14 points against Ennis now. It was
Well,
kind of
looks like
surprising.
might have been a jump there, an offside.
I don't see any flags
I
though.
don't see a flag either, but it seemed like everyone was.
Yikes.
Was there
Are
no
they not
flag?
calling?
4th down. I thought for sure that was offside. So did the entire offense. Wow, it is 4th down.
See, he thought it was a free play.
He did think it was a free play. Wow. So 4th down and 4, and it looks like they're going to punt the ball away. Wow, punting the ball. You're down 21. Down 28.
Down 28.
Wow, down 4 scores, and you're going to punt the ball?
That's just unfortunate.
That to me says the game's over. If you're not willing to go for it on 4th and 4, I don't care where you are on the field. If you're not willing to go for it on 4th and 4, down 28 with, less than 13 minutes to play in the game, then I mean that's just that game's over.
All right, 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Argyle. They just seem like too much right now.
Well, they've seemed like too much for quite a while.
Oh, good Good gift tweeted out by Steven Peters. Fourth quarter. Fourth quarter.
Let's see, got some score updates. Rockwall Heath extending that lead against Temple, 42-21.
Okay.
See what else we got here. Mission over Laredo
take a
United
Skittles
South,
break.
7-point. Oh, we got the fourth quarter. Got the fourth quarter.
No.
Let's get some more score updates. Let's see. Spring up 31-14 on Klein Oak. Westfield up 35-24 on Klein Kane. The final, Katie Taylor, I don't know if we said this, they did hold on and beat Heights 28-13. Heights came back, made that a very close game, though. It was 14-13 at one point. Very close game. San Antonio Brennan beats Edinburgh Vela 28-3. In the fourth, it's Rockwall 27, DeSoto 23. Tombaugh Memorial crushes Oak Ridge. I think someone sitting right here earlier said that was going to happen. 49-13. Round Rock and Swallow Steel into overtime, tied at 19. Got an overtime game this evening.
Heyo.
We got Clear Falls up by 10 on Beaumont Westbrook in the fourth. We got Austin Westlake just dominating Smithson Valley 55-3. In the fourth quarter, this is just a really exciting game. Shadow Creek 35, CE King 28. A really exciting game. And then in the third quarter, South Grand Prairie leading Allen 16-14. So some very exciting games in 6A. Was there anything we were keeping an eye on in the 5A level? Anything particularly close? Hightower, like we said, putting the beat down on Pflugerville-Hendrickson, 41-14 there. Doesn't look most of the games in the 5A level seem to be pretty one-sided. Were we talking about Barbers Hill earlier? Is that who we were talking about?
No.
Oh, I thought that's who we were talking about. Why did I think that's who we were talking about? Who were we talking about earlier?
Yeah, keep going.
Oh, I'm keeping going? Okay, sounds good.
Oh, I was talking about Mansfield Timberview.
No, it was somebody else. We were saying somebody to buy stock on, and I don't remember who we were trying to talk to. I don't remember who we were talking about. Doesn't matter. In the third quarter, we've got Crosby up 55-28 against Texarkana. We've got Wichita Falls Ryder up 61-14 on El Paso.
Shout out to my brother-in-law. He went to Ryder in Wichita Falls.
Shout out Scott's brother-in-law.
I think. He went to Ryder.
You don't even know where he went to.
He might have gone to Wichita Falls High. I'm sorry.
I feel like that. I
Those
feel
are
like
rivals,
I
too.
feel like you can't make
My
that
bad.
mistake.
My bad. All right, I'll go backtrack.
That was like when our
Never
one
happened.
Josh Cook texted me last week, expecting me to be all excited about, or actually all upset that my Dawson Eagles, he said, had fallen.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy,
Whoops.
did I take offense to that one. That's a big no-no in my household. All right, let's see what Lindale can do. Obviously, they just punted the ball. They're down 28 points. It all seems pretty much lost at this point. Start of the fourth quarter, and
I was saying Heights. Houston
No.
Heights, you might want to buy stock. in
no,
that
it was
program.
before that.
Oh, Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill, thank you.
Yeah. No,
I don't know why I thought. Well, they both have Hill. in
I don't
them.
know why either.
They both have Hill in them. Barbers
Oh,
Hill,
okay.
Chapel Hill. I was simply saying that to say that Barbers Hill's getting annihilated. Getting
Are they?
crushed, yes, by Huntsville.
Yeah, 5A?
Yeah, they're in 5A somewhere. Yeah, right there, 35-7.
Ooh.
Crushed. Man, Tito Bice, 25 carries, over 140 yards. It's a good night.
And how many touchdowns? 3
I
or 4?
I believe at least 4.
Gotta be 4.
I think it's 5, actually, at this point. I mean, he's been all over the place. Taking another big shot, got him. Oh, what a catch.
Wow.
What a catch.
Is that it?
He had him wide open. It's Cole Kirkpatrick again, and they are calling that a catch.
Nice.
Now, he hit him just a little bit outside towards the sideline, so he ran the ball out of bounds, but
It's a good ball.
outstretched arms, only his receiver can make a play, and that's absolutely a
Oh,
catch.
that's 2 feet in, too.
That's an NFL
rules.
catch.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, great catch there by Cole Kirkpatrick, the senior. He's having a night as well. These Argyle wide receivers, I think we're talking so much about Tito Bice that we are kind of missing. They are going to go ahead and review
let
it.
The boys play. I hate reviews.
But I think obviously we're both in agreement here. This is going to stand. This is going to even be confirmed. This is definitely a catch.
Well, it 100% should be.
A great ball, and Kirkpatrick just goes out, outstretched arms, makes that catch. A great play. Like I was saying, Tito Bice really stole the show here for Argyle.
Especially
I think that their wide receivers have been almost overshadowed, but they have made every play. I mean, there are two parts of the pass, right?
Yeah.
There's the throw. It has to be a good throw. And for the most part, they've been great throws. I mean, the quarterback for Argyle
and Lindale, the quarterback has done a decent job. The receivers have dropped a couple.
But they've been great. I mean, across the board, receiving has been great for Argyle this evening.
Definitely.
Doing a great job to stay away from the defensive backs, and he's a run by Tito Bice.
It's a good blitz.
Just can't get past the line of scrimmage.
Caden Moore says, I guess Argyle are the better Eagles. Caden is definitely looking like that right now.
It certainly is.
It really is. I don't even know what else really to say. It just seems like Argyle might just be the better team.
They were just better. I mean, and it was the same situation as the game this morning.
Is that a flop?
It looks like a little.
Looks like a little bit of a
little
flop there,
floppy.
Hello.
Looks like a little floppy.
I mean, we are in Houston, so.
What does that mean?
Oh, you know. Houston Rockets.
Oh. Brutal.
Man.
Josh Dubb all the way from the outfield.
Jeez.
That comment.
Why do you got to do that, Josh? Why you got to do
I'm
that
just
to
saying
us?
from the clouds with that comment.
Why you got to do that to us?
You know. It's what I do as a Spurs fan, you know.
I think the chances of us hosting the 5A, 6A watch party in Austin are going down.
Oh.
Big shot here, and it was just a little confusion there.
A little tripped up.
We're up 3rd down and 25.
Yikes. They're fine though.
They're
up 42-14.
3rd and 25, and I almost want to say I believe Argyle's gonna get this.
They're gonna convert.
3rd and 25. I think
convert?
they're gonna convert.
I gotta
3rd and
say,
25.
I respect Argyle dyeing their hair, but give me a better blonde. I don't know if I like that color blonde.
What about different color? What if they all dyed their hair like
It needs to be like a
black
beach blonde.
What if they all dyed their hair black to go with their helmets?
That's more of a traditional blonde.
You think it needs to be like the Carthage blonde, like
Carthage
the
blonde,
bleach,
like almost a white blonde,
right?
Like a Daenerys Targaryen blonde.
And they converted it.
They
Oh,
got pretty
come
close.
on!
They got pretty close.
Damn!
What a call.
Man, they go to the big tight end, the TCU signee Jasper Lott, and he's so close. Oh, there's a flag. I saw a flag come in. He was so close. He tries to make a move instead of running straight up the field. If he runs straight up the field, I think he gets it.
Just run over that guy.
He's got the
Oh,
TCU
you got
towel.
TCU towel
Just
on.
saw that.
Wow. Are you allowed to do that?
I don't. Apparently, you are.
I guess if he signed the 2 days ago, then sure, he probably
I
can.
guess. Well, there's a personal foul on the defense. So that's going to move Argyle closer, and
Ooh.
I think we're now just. And they did convert. I was correct. Thank you.
All right, we didn't specify how they would convert.
No, I did
so-
not. That's the key. You can't specify.
You were correct.
I was correct.
You were correct.
Thank
Give
you.
me Shouts.
Who did I pick to win the game?
Wrong.
Don't talk about it.
Not the correct team.
No, not the correct team. But that's okay. We live and we learn. Hey, we're both 1 for 1 today.
We are.
1 for 1 in the state championships.
Look, I wish I could
And you know what?
Carthage again.
And you know what? I'll take that. Well, yeah, but again, like you said, you don't always want to go with the easy. Sometimes you want to go with your gut. And in this game, my gut told me.
No, my gut was saying Carthage. Everything was saying Carthage.
Oh.
I was just like,
Oh,
just on the off chance.
you should have picked
Gilmer
Carthage
won.
then. No, you should have picked Carthage. Then.
I was Again, I was going to. It's just
you should have picked Carthage.
yeah.
Oh.
Not great. It was like I'm either gonna look like a mad genius or a fool. and I kind of went with the fool. But it's
Well, but
just-
you were
I
only
really went
going,
for the
but you
difference.
weren't even going to look like a fool. You only looked like a guy that believed in a miracle, and that's
Do
not
you
a
believe
bad
in
thing to be.
miracles? Yes.
What an iconic call!
Right?
What a moment!
That's got to be like one of the best moments in the history of broadcast.
What a shot! Oh my! Oh, he fumbled it.
Oh, you fall on it. All right, whatever.
He's gonna take it out. That's gonna be a touchback.
All right.
So
all right.
no score. So in case you're not watching, Argyle fired the ball into, I believe it was number 5. I believe that was Kirkpatrick. It is
fighting.
Kirkpatrick. He fights, and
He's about to
as
score.
he catches the ball at the 5, he gets hit immediately and pushed backwards, but he breaks that tackle and goes to the end zone. And as he's getting to the 1-yard line, has the ball punched out. And then Lindale, number 23, that's Eric Williams, the senior, comes up, picks up the ball, the fumble recovery, and is tackled in the end zone for a touchback. So Argyle gives it up at the goal line, and it's going to be Lindale ball at their own 20-yard line. But like we said, too
Brilliant.
little, too late.
I think so.
For Lindale.
Oh,
Can't get anything going. I mean,
I
this is
hate that camera angle.
it's been
Give me the regular camera angle. That field camera following you. I'm out on that. That
You're
is
out.
not a
no
good-
more sky cam.
No, don't give me the sky cam. Don't give me this.
You
like,
want the normal
overhanging,
broadcast cam.
Unbelievable stuff. Give me just a regular sideline view. Give me this view every single time.
48 people on the stream.
48 people
That's
that are watching the
fantastic.
stream right now.
Hey, if you're watching the stream
Let me
right
know what
now,
you think about camera views. Am
yeah,
I
let's
crazy?
what's our camera view thought? Make sure you subscribe to VYPE on YouTube. We got great content on YouTube. Hey, why don't you text up a friend? The game's about to end. We're gonna be here. We're gonna watch the end of the game. Text up a friend. Tell them we're watching the game. Tell them to come stop on by. It's a great time. We're having fun talking about camera views. Who doesn't want to talk about camera views tonight?
Look, because when you're watching the game, you're talking about the camera views. Too.
Absolutely,
I
you
don't
are.
even think I like the camera view when they kick off in the. You know what the worst, in my opinion, is? And my old roommate, shout out to D-Buck, he loves it. I hate the green zone on Sunday Night Football.
Where they show the
It's like the distance
Yes.
on third down to get to the
Yes.
first down. Do you
No.
know why? I hate it.
why?
I find it insulting. I find it insulting
Because
that
they
they're
think that
insulting my-
you're so dumb that you can't look at the yellow line and that's enough.
They're insulting my football intelligence.
Well,
That I cannot figure out that
Scott,
on the screen
could
when
you-
it says 3rd and 7,
could you
that I cannot figure out 7 yards and see the first down marker. They have to make that area dark green.
Could you
Come on.
perhaps seed that maybe you're have more football knowledge than the average football watcher?
That's probably true, dude. But again, I just find it insulting. I don't like it.
Well, that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that maybe there's some other
Good
things to
punt.
consider. Great punt by Lindale. Rolls out of bounds at the Argyle, I think at the 27-yard line. But this one's all but wrapped up. Argyle has dominated from start to finish. I mean, Lindale has had their moments, but Argyle has dominated this game. Period.
From start to finish. Start to finish. Really,
Which,
since
to be fair,
first kickoff.
is more than can be said for Carthage. They did not dominate that game from start to finish. To be fair.
I saw that. Yeah. Gilmer coming out hot in the stream in the morning game, first stream of the night. This one though,
Just a great
the
showing.
Eagles have done well.
Which Eagles?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. No, the Argyle Eagles have they've looked.
They've looked
I
unstoppable.
think I said it earlier, just the better team.
They've
They
not.
look a
There
little
has
bit-
not been a moment of this game. Earlier, Gilmer went up 14-0 on Carthage. For those, several minutes, it looked like Gilmer. It was, oh my gosh, Gilmer's so good. There has not been a moment of this football game in which I have said Argyle doesn't look better.
Correct.
Giving up touchdowns, scoring, whatever, hasn't been a moment of this game where I haven't said to myself, Argyle is clearly the better team.
I mean, if you are Lindale, though, you do have 2 turnovers.
It's true.
Good. The ball, so that means the defense has been able to get
Well,
a
and
few turnovers.
I think that this
they
this
just haven't been able to
defense,
stop them.
and they haven't been able they have not been able to fully stop them very much. I mean, they've stopped them a couple of times, I think, but they haven't really stopped them all that well. But I think the defense, the Lindale defense, has to feel good about what they've done tonight. I mean, honestly, they have to feel good about what they've done because they have held this Argyle team that probably could have done way worse. To a lot of other teams, they would have done much worse things, and did obviously throughout the season, throughout the playoffs. I mean, we talked about it at the beginning. Their first playoff opponent, North Dallas, beat them 79-0.
Yikes.
So obviously, it could have been worse. It
Could have been worse.
It could have been worse. But Lindale honestly has done a great job on defense. They've stuck around. Yes, it was a 3-score game for a long time. But honestly, in that 3-score game, it honestly felt like if they scored a touchdown and got a stop immediately, they were right back in the game. Now, that never happened, but it felt like they could get back in the game, honestly, pretty quickly. So, big props to the Lindale defense for what they've done. But, yeah, I mean, Argyle just too much. Too much.
All right, let's see if we can get some score updates here.
Get some score updates.
South Grand Prairie still beating Allen, 16-14. Abilene is up. Beats North Crowley. Final.
Abilene came back in that game. They were down
Abilene came back.
7-0.
Shadow Creek is up 42-28 against CE King. Westlake still dominating. San Antonio Johnson and Buda Hayes Consolidated tied at 28 in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, Clear Falls is up against Beaumont Westbrook, 46-36. Cibolo Steel beats Round Rock, 26-19.
In overtime. That was in overtime. Yep.
Wow. Cibolo Steel, I would consider one of them the traditional powers
Yes.
in the state of Texas. So, good stop there by Lindale. But like I said, probably a little too late. DeSoto has taken the lead against Rockwall.
Oh, wow. They've come back. Rockwall's led that game.
Rockwall's been up most of the game.
Most of the game has led that game. So, big comeback there.
Yes. Let's see here. Westfield is up on Klein Kane, 42-24. Final Spring 31, Klein 14.
Got another overtime game.
Where?
Right there. Mission and Laredo United.
Oh, Radio United is up 42.
Oh, here's a big run.
And he gone.
Big run by the Argyle running back, number 29, the senior Braden Baker, pushed out of bounds. And it looks like Argyle is probably now have,
from Tito Bice.
well, and probably putting, letting obviously another senior have a chance. I mean, obviously Bice is also a senior, but giving probably who is the backup running back, another senior, a chance to run the ball in the state championship game and take off some clock. And another great broken tackle there. So some big running yards, opportunities now for the senior Braden Baker, the running back.
Good for him.
And that's great. That's what you love to see in the state championship games. If you are lucky enough, fortunate enough to be up 42-14, late in the game, and you're just trying to grind out the win and get the game over with, an awesome opportunity to get your seniors involved. Great pass there to Baker. They sent him out on the wheel route. Yeah. More camera view. Frustrations here for Scotty T.
Frisco is beating South Oak Cliffs 16-14 in the fourth quarter. Mission Pioneer is up 47-40 against Marble Falls. Let's see. Crosby beats beating Texas High 62-28. Wow. Let's see. Aledo advances. Georgetown East View beats Alamo Heights 48-14. Keep an eye on the Mission and Laredo United South game. And DeSoto. Let's see. Let's go to this other website, too. Oh, apparently Allen just converted a 4th and 1.
Again, close game.
South Grand Prairie.
Close game. Down only
They're
2.
on the South Grand Prairie 16. So they or 18, excuse me. It looks like they are about to score.
Well, looks like the Argyle Eagles are going to be
Let's see. Marble
4A.
Falls ties it at 47.
40 tied at 47. That's a heck of a game.
That is a shootout.
Yes, it is. Argyle going to become 4A Division I state champions for the second time. Little trick play here from Argyle. Back to the quarterback. He makes a spin, and that is just not going to work.
They're ready for that one.
They were ready for that one. A big trick play. The entire offensive line.
I feel like
hit the deck.
Every team in the state championship game has the wide receiver throwback to the quarterback play just ready to go. And I know it's a state championship game. You want to oh man, that he had a wall. That guy blew it up.
Yeah, if that defender's not there, it's probably a touchdown.
Yeah.
He's got his offensive line as a wall to lead him to the end zone. Instead, it's 2nd and 17. Bice back in the game and hurled forward. He gains 3. Well, we talked about it. The first several state championship games, great games. The 2 we got today, we got to see some incredible performances. So we got that. Not the best games though. Not the best games. A big win by Carthage, and now a huge win by Argyle for state championship.
Yeah, the 4A level wasn't very close. And I definitely, after watching Argyle play and Carthage this morning, I see what Peters was saying. He wants to see those 2 teams square.
Oh, I love
that.
it.
Would be
would be awesome. Would be
great.
a mega matchup. Would be super fun to watch, super interesting to see them.
Let me know in the comment section who you think would win that game. Because Peters even said he would probably take Carthage.
He would take Carthage. I think I would take Argyle. I think from what I've seen today, I think that Argyle has across the board a better team speed, offense, defense, and their defense has looked. The Carthage defense was flashy. The Argyle defense looks like a solid defense. Not saying that Carthage's defense is not good, but it just looked like it was flashy. Obviously, they got 4 interceptions, but not all of those.
Late hit there, roughing the passer. Put
Senior
Argyle on the 6-yard line.
They put the senior running back Braden Baker in, trying to get him possibly a touchdown. But I just felt like maybe Carthage on
Vernon
defense.
says Argyle would win.
See, I would have to go Argyle as well.
I don't know, dude.
Again, the 4 interceptions by Carthage today, not that intercepting the ball is easy. I mean, I don't want to take anything away, but they were seemed like they were almost gifted. Touchdown by the senior tight end, the big TCU commit, Jasper Lott. It's his 2nd touchdown, I believe, in the night.
Yep.
Extends the lead further for Argyle. It's about to become 49-14. But, I just think Argyle has looked. They haven't, not that Carthage relied on these interceptions to win. They obviously would have won without them. But, there has not been a bunch of crazy turnovers or anything for Argyle. They've just played solid defense.
Argyle's good. Argyle's good.
Short story. Yes, they are good. Yes, they won the state championship. They're winning the state championship 49-14. They're pretty okay.
The tale of 2 days. Yesterday, nothing but close.
Right.
All close games coming down to the wire.
Right.
Today, well, yeah.
Nothing.
You've seen what's happening today.
Blowouts.
So much.
Nothing but blowouts. That's correct. What's your take, J Dub?
You know what kind of stinks? What I just realized? We have to wait a month for the 5A, 6A state championship. I'm ready to go watch that tomorrow. But we got to wait a month.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm not ready to go watch that tomorrow.
I
just think.
Give me state championship
Well, here's
football. It's so great.
Here's the thing. Even better. One, you get to watch a whole nother month of playoff football. At 5A,
That is
6A level.
true. And there's some great games going on.
Now you don't have to waste it all in one weekend. You get to savor this experience, wait another month, and we get all of the juicy meat of 5A, 6A.
That's true.
Boiled down into one quick punch.
On a score update, looks like Allen
Takes the lead for the first time this
20
evening.
to 16. How much time is left? Can we?
I did see there's a final. Shadow Creek has beaten CE King 42-28.
Yep.
And I was asking J Dub, what do you think? What would you make of an Argyle Carthage game? Where would you lie?
That was difficult to say because I think you made a good point, David. I think the quarterback play for Argyle is better. So, are those, would those interceptions happen as easily?
Right.
I don't know. I think I would go Carthage. I think they've shown time and time again that wherever you put them, they're gonna dominate. Right.
They can succeed at whatever level at any time.
You can't bet against 8 out of 12.
Right.
No offense to Argyle. I think it could be a lot closer, obviously.
Right.
But I can't bet against 8 out of 12 right now.
Oh, I understand. I think there's an argument to be made that Carthage could be there, but man, Argyle has been really impressive against this Lindale team that by no means is a pushover. I mean, this is a good Lindale team, and they got to the state championships, and again have a running back with over 2,000 rushing yards. I mean, just a dominant force.
Oh, looks like Rockwall Heath beats Temple.
Let's go. He's sleeping on Heath. I told you. Don't sleep on Heath.
Got that one wrong. Yep, 56-28.
So here's the thing. It's not fair because David is out there building the Dallas-Fort Worth VYPE Football Player of the Week fan polls, and there's a Rockwall Heath member on there every single week. It seems like they've got some big talent. Seems like they're winning games big every single week.
The game that was in overtime, Laredo United South beats Mission 42-41.
That sounds like maybe a missed PAT.
We need some more info.
Or maybe a missed try for two. Yeah, I don't know. That's very interesting.
That's the thing. I don't know if somebody. Let's see, 42-41. That tells me that Mission probably went for two and didn't
get it. Maybe.
Wow.
Do some investigative research,
please. Okay.
So that's exactly what happened. It looks like Mission scores. They go for two. The quarterback rolls to the sideline and he throws to the end zone. It is tipped incomplete, and Laredo United South wins it 42-41.
When a game's this out of hand, is this like the longest 3 minutes of these kids and coaches' life when you've won state, but you have to get through the rest of the game?
I feel like it seems like it, especially when you don't have the ball. Especially when you're out there having to play defense, not because you're worried about it, right? You're not worried about if they score, then okay, whatever. But you still want to play really good ball because you don't want to let them score. You want to show, hey, we're still dominant. We're still in this game. We're still paying attention. We're still you still want to be there and be present in the game. So, but yes, when they don't have the ball and they're just trying to, you're not trying to look forward. Like obviously, all of these kids know that they are state champions, but they don't want to look forward to that until it's the correct moment. So. Yes, it seems like it would be a very long experience.
I think that's if you're on the field though. Like if you're one of the starters that's been pulled, you're just like, come on, can we get the show on the road already?
Maybe.
Or it's like, please, no incomplete passes. Please stay in bounds.
Yeah.
Things like that.
But also imagine having to be Lindale right now. I mean, you're not gonna win. The game is over. But you've got to get out there and you've got to keep playing and throwing the ball, trying to score a touchdown, and just I can't imagine that that's a super fun thing. And obviously, it takes a lot of willpower. Oh, what a run by Jenkins! He breaks the tackle.
Nice.
Finally,
what a run!
We see a great
Give him that
run.
Fantasy 6 points right there.
A great run. I mean, that is finally a really good run from Jordan Jenkins, the senior running back. He's had an incredible season, looked to be a big factor in this game, and Argyle really shut him down. But on this play, I mean, he really shows why he's so special. Breaks some tackles, runs the tightrope on the sideline, puts his hand down, gets his balance. If that would have been the Jenkins that we had been able to see for the entire game, this would have been a much different game. But
agreed.
But again, huge props to Argyle for not letting that Jordan Jenkins show up tonight.
Exactly.
They did a
Like you
great
said,
job.
Anybody but Jenkins beat us.
Yes, and that's the game they played, and that's the game they won. Absolutely.
Okay.
But a great individual effort there by Jordan Jenkins. Like I was saying, it's got to be hard knowing you're going to lose and still finding the heart within you to really go all out.
How was that crowd, ITZ?
ITZ, how was this? How was the vibes? Vibes in there.
Oh, it just left the stadium.
Flex. Beat that traffic.
Yeah. Well, it's
Hey, dude,
almost
I get
like
that.
it's almost like they
It's right
design
back in the parking spaces.
Yes. Well, it's almost like they design stadiums to have terrible traffic flow.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's the worst. The worst.
Finally getting some song. It's been
Well,
how
that's
many
a quote.
hours?
Yeah, that's a quote. You know. The worst.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Why do we have to keep saying that if we don't have any sponsors? Why don't we just say that on top and we don't have any sponsors?
No free ads.
We should have written Shane is the best boss, no sponsors.
No free ads. Yeah, no sponsors.
Unless you want to sponsor us.
Reach out to us.
Absolutely we do. We could put your sponsorship right here. Right there,
Right
right
there?
across the chest. We could put it on the back of here,
But-
back of laptops.
Scott, Parks and Rec, one of the greatest shows.
Thank you, Parks and Rec. Don't be spitched up, don't be spitched up, don't be spitched up, don't be spitched, don't be so specious, don't be so specious. Don't be so specious. I
Getting
didn't
into
realize,
the-
dude, that was not
That's- and
in the original show. Like, that's an outtake.
and now it's past 10
He's-
o'clock here at the VYPE Media Studios.
Might be losing as we approach 10:01. Great season, Lindale. I agree, man. Great, go Eagles. on both
Absolutely.
sides.
Absolutely. Both of these teams played really well tonight.
Yeah.
Don't take anything away from either of them, especially like we said, with the COVID situation. It was hard to get to this point. Had to be a lot of buy-in from these young men to decide to do the right thing, to stay focused, to be prepared, and to probably sacrifice some things that normally they wouldn't have to so that they could stay healthy and play for a state championship. So big congratulations to both of these teams and obviously to Argyle for what they're about to do here in a little less than 2 minutes and win a state championship.
You know who's back in at running back right now?
The
Tito
man,
Bice.
number 9, Tito Bice. He has been on fire tonight. I mean, he's got to be the offensive player of the game, obviously. The defensive player of the game is really hard to nail down. It hasn't been any one particular player that is in my opinion has just
Because they played really together as a unit.
right. Like obviously last game Brandon King, right, was amazing, right? He
four
4
interceptions.
interceptions, right?
That's
He
just-
has to win. But in this there hasn't in my opinion has not been this overwhelming incredible defensive star. They've played so good as a unit. They've just played such good been so aware of everything that's happening and played very good as a team. So, that's where we're at. I think that Tito Bice, obviously offensive player of the game and defensive player of the game. Anybody on that defense, any of them.
Pick them. Man, they're pumped. Good for Argyle.
Good for Argyle, winning their second state title in school history.
Countdown 30 seconds.
They're going to snap the ball one more time in victory formation, and then
Staying out of the end zone.
the
barely
party
last time.
is going to begin in Arlington. Argyle has won the state championship, 4A Division I, 49-21 over Lindale. Big
Let
congratulations
the party begin.
to the Argyle Eagles. We
Incredible.
should have had confetti or something.
Oh,
Next time.
next time.
Next time.
Next time.
Next time. Balloons and confetti.
We got that
Indoor
as well.
fireworks.
But it's got to be in Houston, though, Josh.
Yeah, it's got to be in Houston. He's like, I'm out.
Nah.
Nope. second title in school history. First one came in 2013. 7 years later, the Argyle Eagles are the state champions of classification 4A. Once again,
Well, and you have to hope that Lindale's gonna be back.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks guys for watching. Obviously, we're gonna stick around as they announce the offensive and defensive players of the game and present the trophy, and then we'll sign off. But thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. For the last time, make sure you subscribe to the VYPE YouTube channel. We've got lots of amazing video content from our interviews of athletes and coaches, to our highlight reels, to our plays of the week, to our team of the week, to a lot of other just great video content. We're going to be having more of live stream events like this. We had recently our VYPE countdown to kickoff. Hopefully we're going to have more things like that in the future.
That's right.
So stick around. We're gonna be on for a few more minutes, but make sure you hit that subscribe button and come back and check out the channel. We post new content almost every day.
Every day, pretty much.
So come check it out, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Leave us some comments. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you'd like to see, and hopefully you can find something that you enjoy here at the VYPE YouTube page. Also find us at VYPE.com, VYPE Texas on Facebook, and at VYPE Houston on Twitter.
Nailed it. And at least on Twitter, any region that you're in,
You can also find us at
find one
VYPE DFW for Dallas, VYPE SATX for San Antonio, VYPE ATX for Austin, VYPE SETX for Southeast Texas. That's it. Those are all of them.
Whack, I didn't realize you made a page on VYPE.com about this. Did really well.
Oh, you're killing it. Again, and final shout out from the show. We got to go. Shane, you're the best boss. Thank you, Shane. You know who you are. Bull, thank you for the pizza. You know who you are. Great. Thanks for Josh Cook for being on the show earlier and for calling in. Thanks, Stephen Peters, for going and covering the game and calling in. And watch out for his instant reaction just in a little bit. Should be posted at VYPE.com. And finally, thanks to our incredible producer here, J Dub. He's been great. He's been doing all this incredible work. Yes, we do.
All right.
Yes.
We'll work on that. All right. The defensive player of the year.
Zach Stewart. Number 2, Zach Stewart. We need some information. He's a defensive back. Like I said, anybody. Anybody on that defense.
That just warms the soul.
That's what Texas high school football is all about. That's what these state championships are all about, is seeing the parents, the community in the stands with the signs and just loving it. This whole community is going to be, there will be a parade, there will be celebration after celebration after celebration. They will take full advantage of this. And just like we figured, it's going to be Tito Bice, the senior running back. He's going to be the offensive player of the game. He had such a great night. Just an absolutely fantastic night. 4
100%.
touchdowns.
100%.
4 touchdowns was fantastic.
Couple shout outs. Dr. Childs, he knows who he is. And then your wife's, my fiance, for letting us do this all day.
Thank
That's
you
the
so
big
much.
shout out right there.
Yes,
For real.
the ladies are the best.
I think my wife went to sleep like 4 hours ago.
Yeah, mine probably did too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, yeah. They rock.
Oh, here's
Fiance, Mrs.
the runner-up trophy. That's such just a rough consolation. I mean, again,
Also a proud consolation,
something
dude,
to be
because
proud of.
Lindale,
They've
they
never
overcame
made a state championship.
They overcame a lot just to
Be here. Like we've said 100 times, just to be here. And this is something these kids can really be proud of, but just rough. You don't want to go and lose, obviously. I mean, it's just really hard, but a pretty excited group of Argyle football players. They are state champions once again for the second time here in 2020.
That's great.
A great scene.
That is so great. That
A
just
great
makes me
scene.
happy.
It's the type of thing that, I mean, again, 5 months ago, did you think there was any way we'd be playing football?
I think I thought we would have started and canceled. I thought we would have started and stopped a lot more. I know there has been some of that going
pauses
back
and stuff, right? But
yeah,
but certainly not to the state championship, and certainly not where we would have a state championship with live spectators.
great.
It's been
love it.
incredible. It's been great. We're going to be back in a month, the weekend, January 15th and 16th, for the 5A Division 1 and 2 and 6A Division 1 and 2 state championships. Tonight, Argyle wins 4A Division 1. Earlier today, Carthage 4A Division 2. It's been great watching the game with you guys. We really appreciate it. I'm David Francis. This is Scotty T. Thanks for joining us.
Shout out to producer Josh one more time.
Shout out to producer Josh one more
Making this
time.
happen.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.